hoteldeals.com looks like something built by
You.
ITX. What in the hell is this? I can't believe it's like it looks like one of those websites.
Like a legit site?
Like if you were going to, I don't know, if you went to like stlouiscardinals.com as opposed to stlcardinals.com.
Oh, the one that the fake one?
It's kind of like the fake one. You know what I'm saying?
No
That's what it
frill.
looks like. Like they have I don't even know what the hell this is. I can't believe that they use that.
Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, is here again today. Ryan, rates continue to be up, but still a good time to buy a house?
Absolutely. I got to tell you, we have this old saying at the office, marry the house, date the rate. Hear me out. Let's think about a house that was maybe $400,000 for sale. A year ago, with multiple offers, that house might have cost you $450,000 or even $500,000 to get it done. But now you could probably get that for below list, maybe even $350,000. So you can get the house at a big discount as opposed to what it might have cost you last year. And yes, rates are a little bit higher, but at thehomeloanexpert.com, we will refinance your loan with no fees when rates come down. So again, you marry the house, you fall in love with the house, but you date the rate, knowing that, you're probably going to refi it and get that rate down to keep that payment nice and low. These are the reasons why you need to be working with the expert. If you're even considering buying a home, don't wait. Don't let those higher rates scare you. Work with the experts. Got questions? Ready to get pre-approved? Apply online today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
White dude, Asian dude, bad friends. Comedians Andrew Santino and Bob Lee bring their Bad Friends podcast live to Stiefel Theater this Friday night. Get your tickets now at livenation.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and I am thrilled to have new clients on board Longo Biggs Injury Law. CD Longo and Doug Biggs. And Doug, the thing I want our audience to know is that you guys are local and you guys are different. Tell our audience how you're different.
Yeah, Tim, both CD and I are from St. Louis area, born and raised in the South City area or the South County area, and we are also thrilled to be part of the TMA family now. If anyone signs up with us for an injury case, their case is treated like they are family. We get to know you, we get to know the ins and outs of your case, and make sure we represent you like you are part of our family. We're not like one of the large firms in the area who might take your case and just treat you like another number or another file. You'll get our personal attention. It's either CD and I who will handle your case directly. And if you are injured in an accident, please remember us. You can visit us at longobiggs.com, and that's Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Welcome to our Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. We're in the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Stroh, the Plowhawk and Action Jackson with you. And Doug, we are 49 hours away from the foursomes for the Dotem going on sale on TMASTL.com. And this year, I was talking to Jesse Kiowski, who handles the marketing, promotions, events for this award-winning presentation. Somehow, it's actually going to cost less than last year.
With inflation being what it is?
Yes. Yes.
What a treat.
I like how I just softened my S there, kind of like Mound City or Shacks. Watch this. Yes. See that? I don't know what I did there. Kind of like share. Yes.
Did you learn that in journalism school?
I did.
I saw Emily, one of the one of our promotions directors.
I'll get back to what I was saying.
Are we changing the subject already?
No, go ahead. It had to do with registration, but go ahead.
The tickets last year had additional fees. Now, there'll be fees here, but we're using a different company. Hubbard is using a different company. and it will be reduced fees. So it's $125 per person, but it's going to wind up being less than $140 when you include taxes and fees. And that is going to include breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Rockstar Tacos, dinner from Rockstar Smash Burgers, all your Michelob Ultra beer and seltzers, a Milagro Tequila margarita bar, a Bloody Mary bar, most importantly, access to the putting green. And I don't know if that was included in previous events.
Probably not.
It was extra.
It was extra. There was a little stand. Deke Dotem is coming back.
Oh, no.
You wanted him back.
No,
He's
I
going to
didn't want
be
him
in
back.
St. Louis for the Dotem, first time since 2019. Lisa Ann, of course, will be in St. Louis for like 4 days. It's going to be May 18th, May 19th at Normandy, and you will sign up immediately at 8 a.m. this Friday. The event is sold out quickly, so just get your foursome, get it booked, and it will be all done at tmastl.com as we partner with Birdies for Bipolar, our charity partner, with portions of the proceeds going to Michael Wellington, who will be in while you are out vacationing for a few days.
Oh, nice.
Birdies for Bipolar. And it's all presented by Michelob Ultra, the 7th annual Dotem, May 18th and 19th. That's a Thursday and a Friday. You can book either or. You can book both. And it's also presented by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, and Family Golf. Friday, 8 a.m., tmastl.com. I wanted to make sure that I got that information out there because Jesse was telling me yesterday it's actually going to be less than last year. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Something that sells out in 3 minutes, they'd reduce the cost, but that's what they've done. They've reduced the cost. Fees-wise, I mean, it's not like it's a $25 thing now, but it's probably $10 less. So anyway, there you go. There's the information. E, what were you saying, sir?
In this day and age of fees, I mean, that's huge. I mean, Robert Smith from The Cure went off on Ticketmaster and berated them for their fees, and to the point where they started.
Did he cuck Ticketmaster?
He did, and they actually refunded everybody who bought a ticket about $10. So we don't need to go to Robert Smith. We just have Jesse do it. What I was saying is, I talked to Emily yesterday, and she said they've had calls about people saying, yes, how do we pre-register for the Dotem?
They want to be sure they get in.
Well, you can't pre-register.
Maybe if you paid triple.
Ooh, Bill.
I don't know. She goes, we've had more than one call saying, how do we pre-register?
Huh.
So
Nobody wants to miss out on this
8
fabulous
o'clock,
event.
get on your computer and at 7:50 and just sit there for 10 minutes, and when it's ready, boom.
Boom.
Hit it.
Hit it. Hit it from behind, hit it from the back.
With the weather being as nice as it is right now, I'm sure a lot of people itching to get out and play. It'll still be a big demand for this.
Does that $125 cover non-sentient? Doug, is that how you pronounce it? Sentient? Sentient? Sentient.
I don't know what that means.
Maybe it's a mistype, or maybe I'm just incompetent.
Does it cover?
Does that $125 cover non-sentient cart fembot fees?
Cart fembot.
That's from the Birthday Hawk.
Don't understand any of that.
Sentient means self-aware.
Nice.
All right, well, what's a cart bot?
Are they talking about that girl that sits there like a robot in the cart fees? And
Yeah,
you
it's
got
a
to pay
robot,
for
yeah.
her?
Well, you went through a lot and used some big words for something that's just stupid.
It tripped up all of us in here, but in the Horton Watkins studio, they know exactly what it means.
Well, he Googled it, I guarantee you.
I don't know about that. I think Jackson's pretty...
100% did not.
Did you? Okay, I believe you.
Yeah, I would.
You just guaranteed that I
he
did.
gave off a very
Well, then I
confident
lost.
vibe. He leaned forward. I noticed the vein right here. It was throbbing. I'm like, oh, he's got it.
Carotid
He's got a
artery.
set. He's got a set of 8s, I think.
I just figured if Tim didn't know it, then nobody would know it.
Oh,
that off.
gosh.
Put that off. Plowhawk's ready to resign right there. He's ready to go get furloughed.
Yeah. No, I'm good. That was a good sentiment by you.
So to answer the question, does the $125 cover the tip for a stone-faced girl?
Well, she wasn't, I don't think she was at the Dotem.
Oh.
I think
To
she was-
redeem this offer.
I think she was, hopefully that didn't go to them. I believe she was at the Fan Page Club Championship first round.
Yeah.
She was. Because I was in the pairing.
Yeah, so she wasn't at the Dotem. So that text meant absolutely nothing.
Good morning. How the hell did a promo for the Dotem ticket sales Friday turn into a hijacking about a float trip music superstar named Robert Smith? That's from Wolf Boy.
Well, I was talking about one of our promotions directors and talking about pre-registering, which you can't do. But I turned Robert Smith into it because we were talking about fees, that we are reducing them. whereas everybody else is up. You know, that's what you do. And, hey, they sold out last year in 3 minutes. I mean, we can probably gouge them for another $10, but we don't do that here.
How many billions of dollars do you think a site like Ticketmaster makes when they take a fee on every ticket sold for virtually every major event all over the country?
6.
6 billion?
That's what I would
That would
guess.
seem about right.
Oh, yeah.
If I throw in a
What a
couple extra
business.
bones, could I get a cute gargoyle with a tip jar to ride in the cart with me? Thanks. That's from Show Ombudsman and Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for March 2023, Brian Henschen.
You could have offered her $600 and she still wouldn't have caddied.
Gosh.
I bet she probably would have.
Well, she didn't know him. She only did it because she knew me and Jay, and she made a little bit of money. She didn't even ask for money.
What
Jay,
if I could get her to caddy for me for the Fan Page Club Championship?
if you ask her,
Nice.
And ask her to be expressionless the entire
and
day.
don't smile. If somebody talks to you, just frown
Ladies and
and
gentlemen,
push them
Jackson
away.
Burkett. Doug Jackson just walked
What's
in.
he got in his
He's at the
hand?
Michelob Ultra Studios here.
He's got something in his hand.
Black box, all black airy
we're
thing.
doing golf there.
Oh, that's the golf name. So
And maybe next week Tim can pick for you.
Oh, yeah, you'll be in the Mediterranean. Where will you be at this time next week? I would imagine the Rock of Gibraltar.
no. Sicily, maybe.
Nice. Oh, you're going to go back and hide out after Officer McCluskey and Salazzo. Huh?
Yeah. That's one of the tours. You can go on a Godfather tour and see where they...
Monday, Tuesday,
some of
Wednesday,
them.
Thursday, Saturday, Friday.
Are you staying in any hostels?
No.
Kind of a miss.
You sleep
Okay.
on the ship. You just get out and see the port when you get there. You spend all day walking around.
How much time they give you once you leave the ship? You got all day. You have more than.
Doug, pull out your itinerary.
Pretty much, I think.
'Cause that's one thing I didn't want to go on a cruise because you don't get enough time in the places you go. You got a couple hours. All right, back on the ship. We got to leave.
Well,
I was just curious. How
I
many
think
times.
in general, you get off like at 8 in the morning, and you got to be back by like 7 or 8 at night.
So you don't get to see the nightlife in any of these cities.
Well, okay, I guess we'll cancel the trip. I'm not there to hang out at the bars. I'm just not.
Yeah, but you find a nice little cozy restaurant. You order. Oh, sorry. Can you wrap that up? We got to get back to the ship.
Yeah, a cruise vacation is different than if you're just going to a city for a week or so, and it is definitely different than that. But I'm fine with
So
that.
you just cancel?
I don't drink anyway, so
What about the
yeah,
cruise
I am
ship?
canceling now.
What about the cruise ship food? Is it any good?
I've not been on there. I've been told it's fantastic.
You never been on a cruise?
I've never really been on. No, I've been on the kind of a day cruise from Miami to the Bahamas.
This is like
and back.
Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. Somehow it's a cross-examination.
I have never been on one that was an overnight cruise. No.
Okay. I've never been on a cruise either. That's why I was just curious.
Supposedly the food is fantastic.
Doug, cruise ship massages have the best happy endings. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Do they?
Yeah.
Just right over the ship?
Oh. Well, it's supposed to rain most of the time we're there, so that'll be great. I wouldn't have expected anything different.
It's supposed to rain?
I have, yeah, for a while. Yeah. According to the forecast, it's like 30% chance.
Iggy, have you taken a look at the Mediterranean over the next
I
couple weeks?
haven't. I don't think my Doppler goes that far.
Where does it stop?
Maryland Heights.
Oh,
How do the rooms look like? I know you're not in.
looks like a hotel room.
I'm sure you're not in steerage, but
You got an ocean view?
I think so, yeah. I think there's a little hole, a little window hole you can look out of.
Now, how could you not have an ocean view on a ship? Is there rooms in the middle of the ship?
I don't know. I just haven't been there yet. I don't think so.
they have a mini
Oh,
fridge.
you haven't done any research at all on this trip, have you?
I didn't look to see specifically if there was any rooms without a view.
Well, I would have before I booked it.
The trip's off. I'm canceling the
over.
trip. I'm just unsure of so many
Over.
things.
Now, when you get on the ship, you have a bunch of luggage. You just tip one of the guys like a 20 and just kind of peacock around the ship and just have your man boy
I'm not going to be
Ooh.
peacocking.
take your luggage, do a steerage for you.
I don't know that they have a steerage.
Caller Ellen says cruises are the best because you unpack only one time. Also, depending on the cruise, you'll be in port for 2 days in some places. Caller Ellen.
Oh,
Well traveled.
yeah, sure.
So if you go someplace for 2 weeks and not a cruise, you unpack more than once?
Well, if you bounce around to different cities, you
Yeah,
unpack.
in Europe, that would happen a lot because you can get by train to so many different places.
When I went to Europe, I just went to one place.
Well, where'd you go?
England,
Nice. Very
France.
specific.
France,
That's 2 places, England and France.
Egypt.
Running around here, Bobby,
Egypt's not in England, in Europe.
Was that someone's
sassy
gerbil?
Cassie?
Someone's gerbil.
That could have been a gerbil. Could have been a
Lou
gerbil.
Brock, I'm enjoying the show, but apparently that.
That file's corrupted. We gotta fix it.
Oh, no. Say it ain't so. It's a great drop. A lot of people texting in to the EDF group text inbox, 314-881-TMA5. Why don't you call in and be a friend of the Feather? 636-9004-TMA. And, of course, email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Iggy shipped the forecast yesterday. Didn't you? It said 78, and you said it's getting 80.
I said it would hit 80, and then I got home and I looked at KMOV, and they switched their forecast high for the day from 77 to 80.
Because they heard you. They heard you, probably.
Well, they must have, because their forecast was 77.
Yeah.
Then I got home just to check to see what the temperature was, and it was 75 at the time, but they had the high of that day, but 80.
Yeah.
So
There's really no other information they look at other than
just listen to
what
this
you
and
tell
they
them.
change it accordingly. That's what they do.
They pipe this
I think that's all I got. Wow.
Design Air Heating and Cooling will take wonderful care of you. The sponsor of our email of the day and the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your questions, comments, and erotic stories. Oh, and Jackson, we did get an erotic story this week.
Stop.
Yeah. It includes anal and lesbianism.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So that's great. Team McKernan at InsideSTL.com. We'll be recording that following the award-winning balloon party presentation today. And Design Air Heating and Cooling, if you are sitting there going, you know what, it's a perfect time right now. The weather's warm, but it's not too warm yet. I got to get my air conditioning checked. What you do is you go to designairservice.com and you work with Seth Goldcamp and his staff, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show. Doug is a client. I'm a client, and they will keep your home super cool when the temperatures get super warm in St. Louis. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Any issues you may have, you just go to designairservice.com and work with Seth and his outstanding teams. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Jeremy Rutherford with us for his final appearance, or is that not happening? Am I off?
Oh, no, my bad. I should have put that on the log.
Okay. Mark Hanna presents Jeremy Rutherford for his final appearance, Doug. The final home game is tonight.
This will do it. Yeah, this will wrap her up.
And he's presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, who we saw last Thursday at the Blues and Rangers game, Blues and Stars tonight. Mark Hanna, presenting sponsor of JR. Coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll look back on the season and ahead to the offseason. And Mark Hanna presents at 314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com and work with the great Mark Hanna, known as the great communicator. 314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Doug, it looked like the Cardinals were in a bit of a pickle last night in Denver, about to drop to 3-8. On the season, bases loaded, Nolan Arenado up in a 6-3 game. And here is what Chip Carey had to say on Bailey.
Hit the lever, Plowsy.
Swing drive, hammer to left, the bunnies off the base of the wall. 2-run score. Here comes Goldie. They're going to wave him. Here comes Puffer's throw. Up the line. Arenado doubles home 3.
How do you do when the game is tied?
Right. Then they came back to win it in the ninth.
That's exactly right. It was a 6-6 game when Nolan Gorman stepped up to the plate. Here is the call from Bailey's.
Oh, hit the lever.
He'll lead off. Swing drive, hammer right field. He missed him, and the Cardinals take the lead.
Boom. And they added on, more importantly, because I had the Cardinals minus 1.5. I also had the Orioles minus 1.5, I think, Doug.
Yeah.
Or did I have the Rays?
I don't know who you had.
And then I had the Blue Jays minus 1.5. Parlay, hoot, hoot, hoot. And the Cardinals now a 4-7 ball club. How do you do? What a comeback win. Big difference between 3-8 and 4-7, isn't it? Feels like it.
Yeah, and if they win today, they'd be 5-7, have a 500 road trip, and you'd say, okay, that's all right, I guess. It's not great. It's not what you wanted, but it's okay. It's not horrible.
And you come back and sweep the Pirates.
Yeah, be right back in it. If we can just get hot, we can win this baby.
Rough outing from Miles Michaelis, as that continues to be a theme. Miles Michaelis had this to say about his performance in the game.
Oh, hit the lever, please, Plowsy. Plowsy!
I'm hitting it.
Hit the lever!
I mean, I'm hitting it.
Oh.
I don't know what else you want me to do.
Doug, what would you like
Well,
to do?
I didn't.
Better than any of the other start I've had here. And we won, so, in some odd parallel universe, I'm not super upset with today. The team won. The offense really picked me up. We made some great defensive plays. This is a team game. And I didn't pitch as well as I'd like to, or probably as well as anyone would have liked me to. But you know, some days you have bad games, and I don't get the win, but the team does. And I think, you know, at this point in the season and the way we've been scuffling a little bit out of the gate, I think that's just the most important thing is we got to win today. The hitters showed up. We got some, you know, we put a good late rally together. That's great for the offense, and we played great defense. And, you know, my pitching will come around. I've been making good pitches and keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll have some good results.
Well, he can't keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't get that saying.
For the most part, what he said is true. It's a team game. He's okay. They won the game. But he did not pitch very well. His ERA is now over 10 after 3 starts.
So keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Jinx
Yeah,
Coke.
That's when maybe you do something different.
Like, we always want to avoid, like, you know, a big-time starting pitcher that had $30 million a year AAV. Well, we pay Steven Matz and Michaelis a combined $30 million a year. Oh, obviously, Michaelis, I do believe, will kick in next year.
Michaelis is at $20 million a year.
Yeah, and then I think Matt get 10 or 12. I mean, imagine spreading your money out so terribly like that. Michaelis shouldn't do what he's doing because, again, he has double-digit ERA. I still like it's a win, but you can't look at that pitching staff and be confident with anybody.
No. Well, the bullpen was very good. Bullpen didn't allow anything.
Yes, and Jordan Hicks was he was not an option last night. Stayed back at the hotel. You had Cabrera, Gallegos, and Helsley get them through the final 4 innings after Michaelis gave up 10 hits and 6 earned runs and 2 walks while striking out 3 to get his ERA to 10.05. But it you know, I was in a couple group chats with some friends, and people were just like, man, this is going to be a disaster this year. This is going to be a real problem. And the thing about that ballpark, certainly more than if that were a 6-3 game in St. Louis, you do feel like it can happen super quickly, and it did, and the right guy came up, and it was kind of a benign start to the rally, similar to Colorado's 5-run 5th inning, that it didn't really look like much, and then it got going, and the Cardinals got it going, and they had the right guy up, and Arenado, really, for the first time, I feel like this, since the bottom of the 8th against the Blue Jays to open the season, had a big hit, basically same kind of thing, ripped down the left field line, drives in the runs, and then this time the Cardinals were able to get the win as opposed to that opener against the Blue Jays when Helsley blew the save. So the Cardinals go from what looked like, very likely, they were probably plus 500, I would guess, plus 300 to 500 to win that game after the 5th inning, and they get the win in big time. I mean, there's no such thing as a must win against the Colorado Rockies in April, but that really was a significant win, and I'm anxious to see if they can carry it over. You got Flaherty on the mound today, pitching in Denver. Not optimal, but he's going up against Jose Urena, who's not exactly great himself. And if you can get that one and come back and take 3 or 4 against the Pirates, hey, you got yourself a 5-win week. And, you know, I think you would have taken that, considering that it looked like you were about to go 0-2 against the Rockies with Flaherty on the mound for a day game.
Here come our Redbirds.
Oh, my God. Are they coming Chala?
Yes, they are. So speaking of the Pirates, who've played a little bit better than what you think they were going to, Brian Meadows was like the #1 ranked player in all of fantasy baseball so far, or he was as of 2 days ago.
I am not familiar with a gentleman named Brian Meadows.
Who's their outfielder? That's what it is, right?
Oh, Reynolds. You're talking about Reynolds.
No, their outfielder,
Brian Reynolds.
Brian
Austin
Reynolds,
Meadows is who they traded for Chris Archer, and I'm sure they're thrilled about that
I
deal.
couldn't be sorrier. Brian Reynolds,
356, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs, a 1.145 OPS.
Yeah, he's off to a torrid start.
I tell you what, without fantasy baseball, I would have no idea who Ryan Mountcastle is.
Oh, he had 9 RBIs last night.
He's on my club, and the dude is straight rake city.
Uh-oh. Are the Bleeding Anuses having a big year?
I mean, the Foreskin Stew is having a pretty solid
you guys
start.
relocated and changed your name.
Yeah,
they took the measure of the prime ministers in round 1.
Yeah, yesterday had 4 home runs, 12 ribbies. He had 2 on 9 ribbies. That dude's a beast. I've never heard of the dude in my life.
Mountcastle.
Guys, Michaelis's ERA is 2.3 on Grint. It'll be fine. Thanks. That's from Hunchback Paul. So Grint does ERAs, and they lower
Apparently
your ERA if you're on the Grint app?
This guy wouldn't lie to us. He's got to be better than this. Anyone's better than this.
I am obsessed with the hot Cardinal takes of Plowsy 3.0. Plowsy is operating at an absolutely elite level. That's from Eric, and he's in the Central West End.
You got any hot takes today?
I'll tell you what, though. This is a little bit too much
What are you
oatmeal
eating?
cream pie.
Clip that off.
You're eating an oatmeal cream pie?
Part of yours just, Doug, the dollop weighed it down so much that it fell.
God. What's in the middle there?
Cream.
God, that looks hideous.
That's how you start your day.
Is that a moon pie?
No, it's a double-decker oatmeal cream, and it's a little bit too much.
How many calories in one of those things?
Ooh, let's play Guess the Calories.
I'm going to say...
A lot of the audience members do not like when we talk about calories and
I'm gonna say
carbohydrates.
600.
I'll go 470.
Oh, hold on a second. I want to give a number. God, I don't know. I'm going to go... I'm going to go 500.
It looks bad.
I'm going to go 560.
I'm saying 600.
And I'll
470.
say 55 grams of carbohydrates. Assuming that
What do you
that
got
is
in there, Plowsy?
So it's 500 calories.
shipped it.
That's right on the number.
It's going to be a huge day for me.
78
That balloon
gra-
party's going to be on off.
78 grams of total carbs.
Oh, it's even higher. It's nice.
So that's about a quarter of the calories you're supposed to consume all day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Eat 3 more of those, you're done for the day.
Probably about
could not.
75% of your carb intake, too.
Plowsy, quit looking at the camera when you give takes. That's from Mr. Bojangles.
He's
Remember
looking
that?
at me.
Sammy Dave Jr.
Yeah.
I haven't actually gone back and looked and seen myself. I'm not really looking at the camera. I'm looking at Doug.
You're right. And there's a camera right between.
Yeah, it's perfectly set up. Yesterday on Award-Winning Balloon Party, we took a mic drop from Chairman Steve from Wildwood.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Doug, you'll hear him. You can start to hear him get lightheaded toward the end of the mic
gosh.
drop. Take a
I
listen.
don't want him to get hurt.
3-7. Only 10 games. Early in the season. We'll get this back.
Stop it! You are the worst team in the National League. And Arenado, you're supposed to be our best hitter. You lead the league in double plays. Grounded into. Next time he grounds into a double play, you take him right off the field, put him on a bus to Memphis.
Oh.
And Goldschmidt, when did you become a singles hitter? Hit some damn home runs. Hit it out of the ballpark. It's thin air out there. Someone hit a home run in Colorado. Or trade their asses to the Angels. I want Ohtani. I want Trout. And move Walker up in the lineup. Your best hitter shouldn't be batting 8th. Move him up to 3. Move Arenado or Goldschmidt down to 8. Someone's got to get some hits in this pitching. What's going on with it? Bowtie, get off your ass and get us a pitcher. And you, fire Marthini. He's worse than Little League. Tired of it.
He's fighting for his life at the end.
He was fading.
What about Marthini, Doug? Have you heard that term used?
I haven't, no. No, I think he's right about moving Jordan Walker up. I don't know what we're waiting for to do that.
And you've been calling for Goldschmidt Arenado to go to Memphis.
No, I don't think they need to go to Memphis.
have.
That'd be a pretty big story if the Cardinals sent both to Memphis for some seasoning.
He was 7th last night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's moved up a spot or two.
Because Yepez, who hit a home run last night, and Mater was the second baseman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Lefty on the mound.
I'd put him second. Don't you want him? Wouldn't you rather he have an extra at bat than Edmund?
Well, he's really not. I mean, he's hitting
Edmund
every
hit
game so far, but he's getting like 1 hit a game.
Oh, Jordan Walker is about to be held accountable.
I haven't seen important hits.
He's batting .326.
Yeah, he's got a 11-game hitting streak. He's averaging like 1 hit a game.
He's going to begin his career by breaking Joe DiMaggio's consecutive game hit streak. He's on his way to 57.
Still a
What do you
wild
think about
card
that?
team either way.
He's got a
It's
couple.
still a wild card team either way.
He's got a couple of home runs.
He's only got 30-something to beat
What more do
Roses.
you want from the guy?
Why are
Nothing.
we not playing our best players? Who in the hell is modern? We have like studs down there. I mean, Matthew Libator looks good enough to at least give him another shot. I mean, he does have like a 7 ERA in the bigs, but still.
Modern
give
plays
him
the
a shot.
infield. Wow.
No, I know. I'm moving off of that topic. Just in general, Mason Wynn should be not modern.
Yeah.
And I'm so sick of hearing he needs every day at bats.
Well, he does.
Well, he can get every day at bats here. The team is terrible. Like if you can't get every day at bats here, what kind of prospect are you?
You can't throw in the towel yet on the guy on Edmund.
I threw in the towel in February. The team's garbage.
Oh, it isn't.
Oh, it isn't?
No, it's a slow start. They got some pitching woes.
Apparently, you didn't hear that mic drop.
Would anybody take Hicks at this point in a trade?
I don't think you're going to get much for him if you're looking
That's
for
what I'm saying. Is maybe somebody's impressed with that 103 miles an hour that can't get anybody out.
I'm impressed with Dylan Carlson when he rides the bench. He's really good at that.
Oh.
I'm glad they're upping his trade value.
Oh.
You know, DeYoung 0 for 3 in his rehab start. We almost have our shortstop back.
You checked on that last night, did you? He was 0 for 3 in Memphis?
I saw Denton tweeted out, I think this morning or last night. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. My bad. No.
Was he really?
Who was that?
Dion.
Well, he's about ready to come back.
Why are we trying with it? We give a lot of resources into a guy that hits like .97.
Because he's under contract for a lot of money, so they want to see if they can get something out of him.
It sums it up pretty concisely.
Yeah, why do you think Carpenter stayed on this team for so long?
Yeah, and he finally discovered the stroke again as soon as he left.
Then he went to San Diego and he lost it. So with the win, the Cardinals now do not have the fewest wins in the National League. They are tied with the Reds, Phillies, and Nationals for the fewest wins.
Okay,
In the
Phillies defending National League champs.
That's exactly
We're
right.
in good company.
Aaron Nola hit last night. So the Cardinals are 4-7. The Reds are 4-6. Cubs 6-4 after coming back from, I think, an 8-0 deficit against the Mariners last night, or 7-0, something like that. The Pirates, nobody's playing better than the Pirates, are 7-4, and the Brewers continue to do what they have started the season doing, which is not allowing many runs and winning games. They are 8-3. So the Cardinals are 4 games back, even though it's only 11 games into the season. Doug, meanwhile, the Rays continue to win. They are 11-0. They have allowed 20 runs now after allowing 2 last night, but they win and are off to a ridiculous start. It's not just the wins; it's the fact that they don't allow any runs.
Yeah, and most of their games aren't close. 7-2 last night, they beat Boston with a bunch of guys in their lineup that you probably never heard of.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
They had to call up a rookie today to start because of an injury, Zach Eflin, going on the IL. But what they are doing is something else. Fans not necessarily as enthused about it in the Tampa area.
I wonder why.
Last night, they had
12,000.
12,649.
To see a team that was 10-0, now 11-0.
That's correct.
It'd be standing room only here if the Cardinals were 11-0.
And Shane McClanahan was the starter, and he allowed 1 run. So the starters just don't give up anything.
The biggest problem there in Tampa is the stadium is not where the fans are. The stadium is down in St. Petersburg. And the big population is up in Tampa.
Because of Keisha Gray?
I don't think that's why people are living there.
I think Dillion's there, too. I think she moved to Stuart, Florida, actually.
Oh, for heaven's
I think
sakes.
Keisha's the one kind of up front trying to get a new
Driving it.
stadium.
This is where I wanted to go with this.
The Keisha Dome.
You think people are
Keisha
moving
Dome.
into certain areas of Florida because of the proximity to porn stars?
Well,
I'd factor it in, actually.
I would, yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
If I could live
I
next
think my
door.
real estate agent would.
Live next door to Dillion Harper, or live next door to Dr.
Biondo.
Bonstein, I'd probably...
Bonstein.
Who? What now?
I'd probably...
Dr. Bonstein. Who wants that text name?
Who is that?
Who's Dr.
That can't be a
Bonstein?
real
I don't know,
person.
it just sounded important.
Is that the guy who gave Gabby Carter the larger area?
Larger areolas, yeah. That's Dr. Miami, I think.
Good morning. The Pirates have a couple of cute Koreans playing well. Thanks. That's from Eric in the Central West End. Doug, they, for the first time in the history of baseball, 2 Korean players in the same lineup hit a home run in the same game. That happened last night in Pittsburgh. Fun fact
Okay.
for no one tells. So Eric in the Central West End is dialed in. Not a chance I'm waiting on the bridge from Tampa to St. Pete for an hour. That's from Josh Bob Bill, who is
Yeah.
a Tampa resident and lives in the same building as Keisha Gray.
Oh, he does. Same building. Yeah, that's the problem. Is the stadium's just a long way away from the big population centers.
I give them credit, though. I thank them because they have donated a Gobble Bowl like the last 8 years.
The Rays have.
In Tampa.
What'd they give you?
Last year they gave me, I forgot, a bobblehead and a hat signed by one of their pitchers, began with a K. Kirsch something or other.
Did you sell that on eBay or Marketplace?
No, that went to a Gobble Bowl. But I mean, it's kind of nice that a team not even close to St. Louis is
Sure.
donating every year, and the team that lives here just...
Did you get anything from Dr. Bronston or whatever his name was?
I didn't ask, maybe a free lip injection.
Hey guys, just tuning in. You talk about the Pepper and Genie takedown of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in front of Claves yesterday. It was the most cringeworthy moment in the show's history. The lack of self-awareness is off the rails with these two. Doug, that's from Scooter. Iggy.
Claves asked me to mention some, so I did. How was it cringeworthy? Claves said, give me a few more.
Well, I think the last time he said, give me one more.
You started mentioning high school teams that were getting in the Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah.
So
Why is
that lessened the
why is it cringeworthy?
prestige of it.
What was cringeworthy about it?
Well, I'm sure
Scooter, call in 636-9004 teammate. We'll move you to the front of the line. Head all the ladies.
Claves is no doubt proud that he's in there, as he should be. But then to say, yeah, but this high school team got in, so it doesn't mean anything. I guess that's what they're saying.
Well, yeah, Claves is a legitimate one. There's some legitimate ones in there, but it waters it down when you put people in like I just mentioned. You want me to go through some more?
Doug, would you like to hear some more Missouri Sports Hall of Fame?
Would it help legitimize the Hall if you were in there?
No, I wouldn't go.
You would not.
You would not accept induction.
No. How old is their soccer team, Sporting KC?
I don't know.
Because Matt Bessler's
in.
Going in. I mean, the team haven't been there that long, has it?
10 years, maybe.
I'll take the over on that. They're the Kansas City
Mona
Wizards.
Lee, it just says Central High School. The Rockhurst High School football program. I don't know.
Just the team?
It just
The
says
Everest
football
team in
program.
general. Yeah.
So if you play, anybody's played football there is going in. Vic Benucci, Excelsior Springs High
What's
School.
that name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sporting KC's been there since '95.
Oh, really?
Right, so not even 20-something years. Vic Benucci, Excelsior Springs High School football coach. Charlie Burry, Missouri Western State University.
Okay. He had a nice career.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing Don Edwards finally went in. He's the Jefferson Conception High School basketball coach.
Oh.
Kansas City sports writer, Blair Kirchhoff. Anybody ever heard of Park University athletic director, Claude English? He's going in.
Oh, sure. He was great with logistics.
This one says Tom O'Brien, high school tennis coach. Didn't even say what high school. Just high school tennis coach.
Well, guys, I enjoyed the baseball talk. It's now time for today's first hijacking. That's from Show 'em Budsman and Milagro Tequila, listener of the month, March 2023. Brian Henshin and Sneezens is Pleasants.
That's Northeast Nottoway. Northeast, the last one.
Remember
Northwest.
Notting Hill? You like that picture?
Northeast.
I'll watch that movie, even though it's a rom-com.
I don't think I've seen it.
Nottoway High School. And they just kind of randomly pick some. Girls basketball, 73 to 79 and 82. What happened to 81? What happened to 83? What happened to...
They didn't get in.
No, just 73 to 79. So 7 years of their basketball, and then we'll throw in 82 as well. I mean, it's just a joke.
Good morning, dumbass. Bessler played in the World Cup. Thanks.
Oh. How do you feel about it
Well,
now?
it didn't say World Cup. It said Sporting KC. I was just curious how long that team has been there.
Since 95.
All right, well, he hasn't played since 95.
That's almost 20 years.
He hasn't played since 95.
No, I guess he was a superstar, though.
I never heard of him.
Well, have you heard of all the people?
Well,
who
maybe
played
that's
in the World
maybe
Cup?
that's a legitimate one. Maybe that's a legitimate one.
Okay. I just think your tune will change the day that you get the phone call that you're going in.
Well, I won't accept. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to make fun of the place and then go in. So
Well,
I'd say,
I don't know.
no, thank you, but no thank you.
It'd be your chance to accept an induction and not invite Claiborne.
Well, I don't think he invited me anyway.
Good morning. This segment, Iggy craps on anyone who's experienced any semblance of success, is brought to you by an unnamed seafood business. Nope, not going to mention it, not going to talk about it. That's from KG in O-Town, who will be with us the next 2 weeks while Doug is in the Hamptons of the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Well, they're not a sponsor of the show. They just sponsor my cooking things, so I'm not going to mention it here. Why don't you mention all the sponsors you lined up for Pepper and Genie?
Oh,
I'm waiting.
any chance at all that makes a comeback now?
I think it's high time. That or Biff and Show.
I have no interest.
In Biff and Show or Pepper and Genie?
Pepper and Genie and Biff and Show, because I get paid for that. Biff will give me money for that.
But Pepper and Genie is definitely out, even if it wins this best radio show in
Well,
St. Louis.
we'll go out on top, right, Plowsy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect it to return.
Well, that's just disappointing, very much so.
Why?
Because it had some great content.
You never heard 1 second of it, except
No,
for the
I
couple
didn't.
times you were on.
But that was the word on the street.
Well, we'll see if we win this magazine thing.
Yeah, might that spur you on to...
When does that get
new
announced? Anybody know?
episodes?
No.
Voting just closed. The polls just closed, right?
So I would guess May. They'll probably milk it for as much as they can.
Winners will be revealed online in June and
June?
July.
June.
I mean,
June
they have
and
the-
July.
They have the votes now, don't
Yeah,
they?
they're ready to doctor them, though. That's the whole thing.
No.
The votes don't matter. They're
Mid-June.
gonna pick and choose which place wins.
We can expect to know mid-June.
Maybe they have time to reach out to the finalists and say, "Do you want an ad in the paper or the magazine?"
That could be.
Keep the website up longer.
Yeah. Well, the suspense will be killing me.
June.
Notting Hill is fire. Tim, you're right again. That's from Tracy Woodson.
Stop it.
Yeah, Doug, maybe while you're flying overseas, you could watch Notting Hill.
What's it about?
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love me.
No.
Wonderful, Julia Roberts. Is it 99?
I don't know the years, Tim.
Yeah.
Good or bad, Jackson?
I liked it. It's Hugh Grant too.
But that's not what good or bad does. It's either good or it's bad. That's,
Yeah, it's
that's
good.
why I invested so much.
Good. Good.
It sounds like it's a very convincing good, though. You notice that? You can pick up whether how good it is.
It didn't
I think it's
underline it or anything.
Super late 90s, early 2000s, like kind of like rom-com movies are
Right.
kind of odd to me.
Why are they odd to you?
It just seems like a time in which, like, I was alive, but I certainly don't remember because, of course, I was 1 year old. But I don't know. Early 2000 stuff is always just kind of weird to me.
I'm not a big Julia Roberts fan.
Oh, she's about to take some shrapnel. Is she in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame?
No, I just never found her to be a good actress.
You're not a fan of hers?
Have you seen her at Aaron Brockovich? It may be one of the best characters
great.
ever
Yeah, she's
played by
really
any
good.
female actress.
Really good
ever.
call, Plowhawk.
Yeah, it sounded kind of boring.
Oh, dude, it's such a good movie, man. Like, I
Is
watched
she a
that
factory
so many-
worker?
No, she works for a law firm. Or, tries to...
Expose government corruption or
Yeah, I think she went after...
environmentally
Yeah.
disasters, right?
She wasn't bad in the George Clooney, Brad Pitt,
Oceans.
movies.
She didn't have much of a role until Oceans 12.
Well, I said I enjoyed her in that. Pretty Baby was kind of stupid.
She got lips for days, though.
Pretty Woman.
What about Pretty Woman? What was a big coming out movie, right?
Yeah, I said not.
She's one of the leading actresses of her day.
America's Sweetheart, right?
Yeah, I'd rather
You
watch
don't
her
care
brother in a movie.
God.
Who's her brother? Who's her brother?
Eric.
Roberts.
Eric Roberts. He's done a fraction of the work that she's done.
He's done a lot of movies, and he's been in some good ones.
He's also in the video for Mr. Brightside, Doug.
Is he?
Yeah.
But he hasn't had half the career she's had.
Well, they should have.
Why?
You ever see Pope of Greenwich Village?
Maybe a minute or two of
You ever
it?
seen Star 80?
I don't think so.
I have.
Boy, that was good. I changed my opinion about that. That was his big line. I have.
Tim, speaking of 2000s films, let's ride a roller coaster with my wife and digitize that anal princess like Wahlberg did. Doug, that's from The Recovering Alcoholic from Belleville and Webster
What does
Grove.
that even mean?
Is that a picture
What
of?
does that even mean?
He sends in pictures of K-pop stars.
Is that a guy or a girl?
I
Doesn't
believe
matter
that's-
anymore.
I believe that's a K-pop artist.
Who's that?
Doug?
Is that the Korean group?
That's
so-
correct.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looked like a cute girl or a cute guy.
Gaga couldn't lace Julia Roberts' boots on her best day. That's from Midge or Madge.
How did Gaga get brought into it?
Because you're a Gaga lemming.
I don't think she's a fabulous actress.
Wow. How about that?
I mean, for a singer, she's very good, but she's not a great actress.
The can of refried beans is out of the gate quickly today, whining about the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame with subliminal complaints about not being in it. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Yeah, really.
Ryan Henson says Annyeong to K-pop.
Yeah, why would I be upset that I'm not in it? I shouldn't be in it.
Why not?
Well,
30 years in radio?
Well, I don't know. It's not.
Closet you'd
wasn't a
put up
Hall of
against
Fame
anyone's?
career.
You don't think you've had a Hall of Fame career?
Well, depending on what Hall of Fame you're talking about. For Brentwood High School, yeah, I had a hell of a career for a Brentwood High School graduate.
What does that say about everyone else?
Well,
We've got like real jobs.
to be honest.
I bet Brentwood's turned out many doctors and lawyers and captains of industry.
Probably.
It's an upscale area.
Probably.
You would still put your career up against them?
Not against them, but you got to put somebody in the Hall of Fame every year.
Yeah.
And you start running out of doctors, so you start putting in whatever.
Okay.
You know, me, Kornfeld. I mean, he's a teacher and a coach.
Great coach.
Great coach.
Cut
but-
me. Regrets it, but
He
nonetheless.
may have saved your life.
No, that was Matt Shudo who cut me freshman year. 5'2", 100 pounds, Doug. Can always set Doug off right there. What makes you think I wouldn't have been a great slot receiver?
And you tried out for football At 5'2", 100 pounds.
Scat back.
Yeah, Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
Good morning, Darren. Regarding yesterday's regarding yesterday's number one. Good morning, Darren. Yes, regarding yesterday, no, I don't drive a Prius. However, I also do not drive a 2008 minivan without having any children. You Ken Strode level Hoosier boy. That's from Harrison's brother Master.
The van's the best purchase we ever made, but I currently drive a 04 CRV. Matt
Oh, wow.
drives the van.
I don't mind a minivan.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Why do you guys have a van? For the dogs?
We got the dogs.
Yeah.
We go on long trips. It's, going to Montana, going to, other places, having a roof rack. You got all that room for your dogs, and yeah.
You plan on drive to Montana again?
Oh, yeah.
Will
Yeah.
you go back?
We're doing it next year. My sister comes in next week with
Oh, is that
the
right?
nephew. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that'd
God
be cool.
bless.
Gonna go
God, I
to
don't
the
know how you
zoo.
do it. I don't even want to drive to Chicago.
It's fun though when you leave at midnight. It kind of the excitement of a vacation, and you don't hit any traffic for like 8 hours.
Well, you're still going to be driving the next day's midnight, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
You drove straight through?
No, we drove South Dakota, which is about 13 hours,
oh.
and then from there, it's about 9.5 to Montana, give or take. Well, on the way back, we go through Colorado and Utah because it's a
Beautiful countryside.
Oh my God!
What's
that
the most
drive.
beautiful part of your ride, Plowhawk?
Utah.
Utah,
no question.
Darren?
No question. I don't know if I could live there in terms of I don't know if I'd get along with everybody that lived there, but the scenery there is
Why
out
wouldn't you
of
get
this
along with
world.
them?
Went after the Romneys right there. You notice it?
Well,
Nice
it's just
people.
no, they're great people. I just don't know if I would fit in. But the camping and the scenery there is second to none.
You think
Utah
just because
is
they have 6 wives, they don't smoke pot?
They don't
No,
have
it's
6
not about
wives. You're not
smoke pot.
allowed to.
The church, we went to downtown Utah, that Latter-day Saints church
Oh, it's
is
gorgeous.
insane. It's
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
It's
yeah, when
stunning.
you fly into Salt Lake, it's all you can see.
Unbelievable.
Salt Lake
Flanagan
City's a
lives there.
beautiful city.
Beautiful.
Flanagan's house, you look out the back, and he's got the mountains in the background. But I saw him shoveling snow like a week ago.
Yeah.
That would
Montana
suck.
getting 7 inches of snow today.
All right.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Hey, if you did make that drive, get your car from Munganess. Plowhawk did. StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com. And there's a secret phone number to call or to text. And that number is 314-252-0029. You can work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, and the wonderful staff at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Need a new car? They have the supply now, so go shopping. Jackson's father was telling us when we were out on the golf course. Doug, was it Monday that
I
we
don't know the
played?
days, Tim.
Monday we played. That he has never had a better car buying experience in his life than what he had with Jamie Burkhardt and Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota.
Well, you can't beat it.
Yeah, you really can't. And this was unsolicited. We were just talking, and he brought that up. StLouisAcura.com. It's AltonToyota.com. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour and the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, which was about to commence, but I think Iggy had the board meeting again?
I'm sure he got texted from Minneapolis, I guess, with some financial questions.
Well, in the meantime, we will tend to, you'll be able to see John Rahm at Hilton Head, even though he won the Masters. Rory McIlroy, however, will not be at Harbor Town. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Jackson, has he issued any statement?
Rory?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything.
Because he's exposed to a fine now for not playing in his second designated event, which is something that he played a role in the policy that was dictated that these events were mandatory or you lose PIP money. But John Rahm will be there, even though he put on the green jacket for the first time in his life just 4 days ago. Clubhouse Turf built a green for John Rahm, and now he's a Masters champion. As a matter of fact, they built a second one for him, and his around-the-green play and his putting has increased since last year when he was a top player in the world. Now he's the world #1 and a Masters champion. The best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. I am telling you, that is absolutely the truth. You can sit there and hit driver, work on 7-irons all day long. Doug, just drop a bunch of balls inside 100 yards, and let's go to work. And it's a lot easier to go to work if you have a green in your backyard. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design, whether creating a replica hole like the 12th at Augusta or the 2nd at Belle Reve. Clubhouse Turf can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. It is Clubhouse Turf. Check them out at clubhouseturf.com or call 314-834-2339. Let them know you're a TMA listener. It's clubhouseturf.com. Call 314-834-2339. 3839. A true roll when it comes to your personal putting green. How wonderful would it be to have in the backyard? All right, we will do the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Friendly reminder that foursomes go on sale in 48 hours and 6 minutes at TMASTL.com for the Michelob Ultra 7th Annual Dotem, Thursday, May 18th, and you can buy May 19th, too, if you want. Or you can choose, pick. It's up to you. It's at Normandy, May 18th, May 19th. Lee Sand will be there. It's also presented by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Family Golf. It includes all of your beer, Michelob Ultra, all of your seltzers. There'll be a Milagro Tequila margarita station. You're going to get breakfast from Donut Drive-In. You're going to get tacos for lunch from Rockstar Tacos. And you're going to get smash burgers from Rockstar Smash Burgers after for dinner. And it's all included in the price.
Yeah,
and they
they'll be
lowered
fed.
the fees this year because we went with a different ticket provider. Jesse and Tommy were telling me. So that'll be even less than it was last year for an event that sells out very quickly. If you want to make sure you're going to be able to play, get online at 8 o'clock, probably 7:55, TMASTL.com, and book your tickets immediately. Book your foursomes immediately for the Dotem.
And try not to steal any pizza if you can avoid it.
Yeah, that happened last year.
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday. I can't.
You think there'd be people smuggling burgers out of there?
Yes.
Don't smuggle anything out of there. Eat it there. Eat what you need. Eat what you want. It's there for you.
See
But don't
people-
smuggle it out.
Putting 3 or 4 burgers in their golf bag. Grease just running down the bag.
It's the way they like it. Well, it does seem like there's a lot of good food going to be out there.
I am telling you. And it's all included.
Yeah.
Plus all the beer and the
Such a great
seltzers
deal.
and the golf.
Yeah.
I imagine I'll be ball striking on. What hole was it that I was nearly
Was it
acing with every shot
5
minus the one with Eddie McVeigh?
Was it 5 or 12?
Yeah, we were on
12. Plowhawk was on 12. On 5.
I was on 12 there with you, and Mark Hanna showed up to.
It's
to
the
hit some
best
balls.
place to hang out.
Yeah, it is a great spot.
Mm-hmm.
5 to
just ball
12 are kind of
striking.
in the middle of that front and back
Yeah.
9.
We were
so
throwing a lot of darts at the pin too.
We were not. Mark was. Mark was kind of
Yeah.
dialed in.
Well, as the great communicator,
Yeah.
he knew how to speak to his ball.
Yeah, he does. He knows how to compress.
Mm-hmm.
Warson Woods Wacko has a serious question. He says, I have a serious question for Iggy. I have donated 2 rounds of golf for the Megan Meyer Foundation. In the last week, I've had 4 different people call me to set up the round. My question is, how many rounds did you raffle off, Warson Woods Wacko?
I think 2.
Warson Woods Wacko, there's your
Last 2
answer.
years, 1 this year. Well, give me the names of the people that asked you, and I will. I know the 2 people that won the last 2 years. So,
Oh, yeah?
if somebody other than those 2 asked you, let me know.
Then they lie, and then they lie.
Yeah, you could just DM me that
All right, Warson Woods
directly.
Wacko,
You don't have to text it into the show.
You're a little bit upset with it, aren't you?
Well, I don't know who would do that.
No, I don't either.
Because unless you were there and you won it, you wouldn't have known to contact him because the winner gets a voucher for each golf course that donated something.
Yeah.
And with him, I said I had to print it out because with his phone number, it said contact blank blank. I don't want to give his real name out.
No, Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, it was a threesome plus him at Algonquin with lunch and drinks. And here's the number to call. So if somebody else had your number, I don't know how they would have gotten it because I handed it personally to the 2 people that won the bids the last 2 years. Nobody else saw your number, who you were. So, yeah, just DM me the names of the people to contact you.
Sure.
All right. That's all you got to do.
That's what I would do.
Warson Woods Wacko, let us know if you had any other
Yeah,
questions.
thank you for that every year. Appreciate it.
What a nice gesture.
I mean, I think it went for $1,200 last year.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah, because Algonquin was in there. Far Oaks is in there.
Oh, so it's all like a package?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. What else is
Doyle is also always nice enough to give me some.
Doyle.
Doyle Alexander, pitched for the Tigers?
Right.
Doyle
He
Moffat
was involved
over
in the
at,
John Smoltz trade,
I
wasn't
believe so.
Great human being, Doyle Moffat out at Far Oaks. Ambrier gives me a foursome.
Wow.
Crystal Smings Quarry gives me a foursome. Gateway gives me a foursome. Normandy gives me a foursome. And the Piece de la Resistance, your favorite place out there in, God, what is it?
What?
Way out there.
The Bluffs?
Dalhousie, but I'm
Augusta?
trying to think of Cape Girardeau. Dahusi gives me a foursome.
Oh.
That's
So
probably,
that's all. I mean, that really is worth. That's
probably worth more than 1,200.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I got to tell you something. I might be bidding on that come November.
I'll have the same stuff next year.
Well, how about that, Doug?
What a treat.
No, look at that.
Treat is what it is.
Doug, you got to negotiate that rough at Algonquin. That's a dense thicket you've got there,
Is this-
boy. Yeah. Is that the most dense rough in St. Louis? I know you go around each course. And,
Belle Reve was the worst I ever played.
was that right?
Oh man, dude. When
I
they
played
were-
that the day after the PGA Championship, and it wasn't bad. But maybe they intentionally set it up that way.
Dude, that rough was just that rough. So thick.
You could hardly find your ball.
That was
When
insane.
we played out there.
Yeah, that's when you
Much
know
was hit out of it.
when you see these pros hit out of there and they hit it. They got 180 to the hole in the thick rough and they almost get to the green.
Yeah.
It has to do with how strong you are to be able to just plow through that and have enough strength to get it there. Because I get in the rough. When we played Belle Reve, I hit a wedge 15 yards out of there. I could barely get it out because I'm a weakling.
You're a big, strong guy, broad shouldered.
Tim was talking about being 5'2", 100 pounds when he played football. I didn't even weigh that. I think I weighed 80 when I got knocked out.
In high school, you weighed 80?
Really?
Yeah, I think as a freshman, I was like 80, 90 pounds, little weakling.
And you played football.
Freshman year, I caught a ball over the middle, got tackled, and was knocked out for like a minute. I said, well, so much for this game.
How tall were you at 80 pounds in high school?
I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe 5 foot, maybe.
Oh, Doug, I would have towered over him. I would have been the big guy. Put me at left tackle on that team.
Jockeys are bigger than that.
Yeah, I was tiny.
Did the ladies still love your style?
Oh, I had no problems in high school.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, what kind of Lassiter took up 2 years of my high school.
What about Gail Volva?
No, I couldn't get her.
And with these
Chris
larger,
Berger.
these girls had to be bigger than you, right?
Connie was kind of tiny. Sherry was kind of tiny. Della was kind of tiny.
Kind of tiny.
I dated little girls.
Cut that off.
Smaller girls than me.
It's hard to find anyone smaller than 5 foot 80 pounds.
Well, 4-footish.
You look for the 4-footers in high school. How many 4-footers were there?
That's a hard bunch to.
That sounds like grade school there.
Brentwood was a small school with small people.
I like cookies.
I don't know that being a small school means you got small people.
I wish I could find Gail Hova.
Why?
I want to put her on the air
Why?
because we talk about her enough. I said, you ever thought about the name Gail Volva?
Well, when was the last time you made contact with her?
In high school.
Oh.
I think one year she came to our first reunion. I think she came to our first reunion, which had been our 10-year reunion. And now we're up to, we're almost at 50. 2 years will be a 50-year reunion.
Yeah.
God, I'm old.
Well, now you got to worry about classmates if they're still around, if they're still alive.
I don't have to worry about it.
Well, if you're talking about hooking up with somebody from 50 years ago.
Well, we can't find her anyway, so.
Maybe she's no longer with us.
I don't know. She's not on.
What does Chris Bird say?
He responded the other day. He still remembers that dude that beat the crap out of me at McDonald's for Maplewood. And
Why get him on?
And what Chris did, Chris found out he was in the hospital, had a hernia operation, and he went to the hospital and just punched him in the balls 3 times.
Nice.
So
Punched the guy in the balls who was lying in the hospital?
He said, this is for my friend Iggy, because he beat the crap out of me.
Didn't that happen with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon?
It did. He hit him with like a
Bedpan in the
he
head.
put the electrical shock things on his heart when he didn't need it.
But I posted that picture of my 2 patio tables that got smashed a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, this hoodlum did this. And Chris said, where does he live? I'll take care of him for you.
I got a podcast that's in the top 50 in every country on the planet.
So some guy was lying in the hospital. What was he in there for?
Hernia operation.
A hernia operation. And this other guy just walked right into his room and punched him 3 times
In the balls,
In
yeah.
the balls.
And I said, this is for my friend Iggy.
Wouldn't he be screaming bloody murder and alert the nurses and the
He
doctors?
probably did, and Chris just walked out. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Huh.
He just told me what
Did he
happened.
get arrested or anything?
I don't believe so.
Guy get the message, I guess.
I think got the message. Don't mess with Chris Bird.
Yeah.
Well, it was bad. I went to school the next Monday. Man, my nose was on one side of my face.
Why did this guy beat you to up?
Well, because I had a Brentwood Letterman sweater on. I didn't own a jacket. I think I had a sweater though.
Wow.
Cardigan?
Button up, yeah.
Probably cashmere. But he knew us from Brentwood, and Brentwood and Maplewood hated each other. And McDonald's is right there on the border of Brentwood and Maplewood. Well, I was leaving, and I didn't see him coming out, so I opened the door, went out, and he said, and it almost hit me. He goes, "You ever thought about holding the door open?" I said, "I'm sorry, but I didn't see you behind me. I apologize."
Yeah.
And I just went to the car, and I opened the car door, and I started to shut it, and he put his foot in there.
Oh, he didn't.
"Did you say excuse me?" I said, "Dude, I didn't know you were behind me. I'm sorry." And he just took his foot, and he smashed me in the face, kicked me in the face,
Oh.
and then started punching me. And Dennis Chard, whose car it was, this white Impulse.
Why did you have Dennis Chard's car?
He was driving. So I got in the car, and I said, "Just drive." And I'm driving. He goes, "You're getting blood all over my car." He was worried about his upholstery. So he took me home, which is only like 1 block away, and opened the door and like threw me on the grass.
Dennis Chard did.
He threw you in the grass.
Because he has white upholstery. I was bleeding in his car. And then I crawled my way up to the front door, and my mom started screaming when she saw me. So I was a mess.
I love the time kill music.
And Chris,
That McDonald's isn't there anymore, is it? It got knocked down.
yeah, I think there's a Rally's there now.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be a putt-putt there, too. That's gone.
So you staggered to the front door, and your mother sees you and starts screaming.
Yeah.
She blamed Dennis Chard or this other fellow?
No. I couldn't tell her what happened for like an hour. I was just shaking. But I went to school that Monday, and I had a black eye, nose was smashed. And Chris took care of it, though.
Chris said, "What happened to you?"
Yeah, I told him, some guy in Maplewood. And somebody knew who he was. Somebody said, "Oh, he's blah, 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 he plays football." And then Chris played football, so I guess he remembered him from playing football against him.
Oh, yeah?
And just somebody, it wasn't right away, but I don't know, a month later or something, he goes, "Took care of your guy." I said, "What guy?" "The guy that beat you up."
Yeah.
Somebody told me he was in the hospital, he got a hernia operation. I went in and punched him in the balls.
And that was the end of the story?
And I've told that story before, so I'm sure there's texting. "Oh, we got to hear this story again."
Well, I've forgotten some of the details, but that was the end of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just the punching?
That's all I remember. I mean,
You hate it when you're lying in the hospital and someone punches you in the balls.
especially if
I
he's had a
hate when
hernia
that
operation.
happens.
Probably had to get another operation. Probably never had kids.
Huh. Well, it's good sometimes to have friends that are henchmen.
Chris was a good friend, even though he dated Gail Holva.
He took Volvo away from you?
I was in love with Volva. She was the cutest. I don't know. I think I left it at the old station. My yearbook was in there. I had a 75 yearbook in there. My senior year, and there's a picture of Gail in there.
Yeah.
Boy, she was cute.
Was she? And had to be small to date you at 5 foot.
I think she was
5
5 foot, 5'1", maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, those were the days.
We've heard this story 1,000
Yeah.
times, and it's been a lie every time. That's Harrison's brother Master.
No, it's not a lie. I mean,
I'll
I
take
didn't-
things that never happened for 500, Alex. That's from Randy Character from down the hallway. Must be in a break. Wednesdays with Wayno coming up, though. What in the hell is this guy talking about? That's from the 314. Stories, we've all got them, just like Iggy. Even though they aren't true, we still smile and give a polite nod, while on the inside, we're all thinking of the right help you need. Love you, babes. That's from Flocky the Smurf. Don't you like when somebody calls you babes?
I don't really like it, no.
Are you still talking about Chris Santilli? I'm having trouble keeping all of this straight. That's from Wolf Boy.
There's Chris Bird. Still a good-looking dude.
Doug, look how good-looking Chris Bird is.
Sure. Big football player. Roughneck henchman.
When did the 8 o'clock hour become the Iggy Story Hour? Please, just stop. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
I like the stories.
It wasn't a bad little story.
It wasn't a bad story at all.
Dear Timmy, my wife put her finger up my no-no region last night, and I liked it. Does this make me curious? Thanks. That's from caller Buzz.
Didn't need it, Buzz. Did not need that.
He seems to text in often about getting fingered by his wife.
Oh.
Am I right on that?
I don't know.
I feel like
I don't
it's not
read
the first
text.
time.
I don't know.
I think he's done it. He's definitely talked about him and his wife's bedroom activities once or twice.
Right, but it seems like most of the time she's pleasuring him and his star with her finger.
Yeah, well, some people like some things.
Right. And we don't kink shame, Doug. As you
I
know,
do.
You're so passionate.
No, I absolutely kink shame.
We told the audience on Balloon Party we don't kink shame, and they really agree with it.
I don't think that's a kink.
Yeah, well,
It's just wherever his wife takes advantage of him.
Is it possible?
You think his wife's
possible
taking
she's a
it?
doctor? And
It sounds like he doesn't do any fighting back. He just lets her do what she wants. I mean, probably tired of him whoring her out to anybody on the fan page and anybody on the text inbox.
Buzz?
Nah, you're thinking of.
Oh, well, that wasn't the recovering alcoholic?
No, it's called her Buzz.
No, I don't know much about him.
Please make the ragtime time kill music part of Iggy's story time. That's from Neil Armstrong. I really did feel like an attitude.
I thought it was a good dimension.
Really good.
Nice atmosphere.
Well, at the Blues game, Kelly asked me for some ideas, and I said, I'll jot some down for you. So maybe that'll be one Iggy story time.
I can relate to Caller Buzz. I was getting fingered like the Dickens last night. That's from Mr. Fong, owner of the dildo shops. This is something that's going on in our audience, I guess.
Good for these guys.
It's not good.
Exploring their,
Jackson's about to go to a campsite in eastern Tennessee.
Yeah, there'll be some exploring there, I'm sure.
Don't assume. I mean, we may. I don't know. Probably not.
Sometimes when I listen to the incoherent banter from the cracked leather jockstrap, I want to jump into a wood chipper.
Well, go ahead.
Fargo.
Go ahead. Help yourself.
It's a veiled prophet.
Nobody's stopping you.
All right, Doug, we'll break here, and then
Okay.
we'll do the Mung and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
fair.
Assuming you don't have another board meeting to tend to for Hubbard. That will come back. We're heading, now it's on to Harbor Town.
I heard Jim Nance this past week saying, now it's on to Royal Liverpool. That's what he said.
Is that right?
I guess that's where they're playing the British Open.
Yeah.
Then it's on
please,
to Royal Liverpool.
the Open, thanks. British Open is
I
unacceptable.
will always say British Open.
And don't call him Fred Ridley, please.
Fred.
Ridley.
Freddie.
Another
Chairman
good
Steve Wildwood.
field, Doug, and that's usually where I excel. You win the crappy fields, I win the good fields.
Yeah, well, not always.
Pretty much.
Not always, no. I've won some
I'll
majors.
guarantee victory this weekend.
Oh, my God, he guaranteed it!
You won
Or
3 or
what?
4 majors last year.
I sure did.
Well, you got to win all 3 of them now to do that, but you won't.
But I won 3 or 4 last year.
Well, why do you talk about last year? This
Because
is
that's
this
the
year.
history. You said you always shine in the majors, but that's not the case. I won 3 out of 4 last year.
No, I said I shine in the good fields, like
good fields
the
are the
elevated
majors.
events or the designated, whatever they call them now. Not the crap events.
Designated
the
for
crap
everyone
fields
but
you
Roy.
win.
I think whenever you
Excuse me,
lose, you say it was a
Commissioner
crap
McElroy.
field.
Well, I usually say a crap field before I put my lineup together.
You like your lineup this week?
I put 2 of them together. I got to decide which one I'm using for this.
Well, we're going to find out in the next segment. Appliances Counters, 8 o'clock hour, Mung and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Show. Send your emails and your thoughts on this Chris Bird situation the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. It's coming your way at 9:45. Jackson will have Jeremy Rutherford at 9 o'clock, brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. And don't forget, 8 o'clock Friday, that's when the foursomes go on sale for the 7th annual Dotem, presented by Michelob Ultra. TMA, STL.com, $125 per person with fees. We think it's going to be around $140. And that includes all of your Michelob Ultra, all of your seltzers, Milagro Tequila, Margarita Bar. The EDF group is going to have some kind of bar as well. I lost track of the text I just got. I don't know if you saw that, Jackson. And all of your donut drive-in for breakfast, all of your Rockstar tacos for lunch, and all of your Rockstar smash burgers for dinner. It's all included along with the golf, Lisa Ann. It's the Dotem, presented by Michelob Ultra as we partner with Birdies for Bipolar, also sponsored by the wonderful people at Mung and Ass, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. We will take a commercial break, come back with our Appliances Counters 8 o'clock hour, the Mung and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, and some television ratings news that is truly substantial in a variety of different arenas. We'll have that for you. It's coming up. It's Ryan Kelly Morning After for the Michelob Ultra Studios.
For more than 7 years, the Dotem tournament has been a rite of spring. The azaleas and dogwoods waking the golfing world from its winter slumber.
So, the Dotem's back May 18th and 19th at Normandy Golf Club. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Get your foursome together. That's still funny. And join Tim, Iggy, Doug, Jackson, and Plowsy for a day out on the course. And you better do it the second they go on sale because it sold out in 3 minutes last year. Tickets go on sale Friday, April 14th at 8 a.m. at TMASTL.com with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Birdies for Bipolar. Your ticket gets you in on all the debauchery, including your Mick Ultra beer, breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Rockstar Tacos, and a kick-ass after party with smash burgers from Rockstar Tacos. The return of the 7th annual TMA Dotem Golf Tournament, brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Better than ever for you, their customer, and Family Golf and Learning Center. Learn, practice, and play your best golf. Visit FamilyGolfOnline.com. Get all the Dotem info now at TMASTL.com. Thank you. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Doug Vaughn here alongside Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. Ryan, I know the market is cooling right now. Is it still a good time to buy a house? Rates up? It's a mess out there, isn't it?
Yeah, right? I mean, think about it. Think about where we were a year ago. You know, we saw the headlines, and if you were one of those trying to buy a house a year ago, you know darn well it was tough. You know, a listing would come on the market and 20, 30, 40 offers would come above asking price, and it was a very difficult environment to navigate through. Now look at today. Homes are coming on the market, price decrease. Then an offer comes in and it's well below list, and people are buying these houses a lot less expensive than they would have a year ago. So yes, mortgage rates are a little bit higher, but the savings you get on the sale price should more than make up for that. And then at thehomeloanexpert.com, we will refinance your loan with no fees when rates do go back down. So you get in there now and you marry the house and just date the rate until we can refinance you at no cost. Learn more today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton, who also happens to be my insurance agent. And I am telling you firsthand that your staff is on top of it right away.
Is there a team in St. Louis that cares more about their clients? And I'll double down that there's not. What we do on a daily basis is coach and educate our customers on available discounts and the appropriate coverage to match their needs.
I can tell you firsthand the best, and I'm so happy I made the switch. And when you switch, they do all the paperwork for you. It's James Carlton, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.com.
TMA knows how much our Walrus audience loves their meats. That's why we have teamed up with a local company that delivers high-quality, great-tasting meats straight to your door. Brush Creek Valley Farms is a direct-to-consumer family farm that raises, processes, and delivers beef and pork nationwide at a cost-friendly price. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to choose between building your own box or browsing their various curated box options, such as the TMA box, which contains 5 pounds of ground beef, 2 ham steaks, 2 sirloins, 8 bratwurst, and 2 pork chops. And don't forget to apply TMA 10 at checkout for 10% off all orders. That's TMA 10 for 10% off. Brush Creek Valley Farms meats are delivered straight from Cuba, Missouri, and never contain any added hormones or antibiotics to ensure their customers receive the highest quality cuts of beef and pork. So this grilling season, make sure you're choosing the best beef and pork from BrushCreekValley.com. Brush Creek Valley Farms, high-quality meats for a lowbrow audience.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229. Or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and we are thrilled to have another new sponsor on board the show. A couple of guys I have gotten to know. Longo Biggs Injury Law, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo here with me. And C.D., one of the things that I want our audience to know is this. When people get injured in an accident, they don't necessarily know what to do, and that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah. Tim, it can be a very confusing process. If you get hurt in a car accident or injured some other way, people do not know what to do. They don't even know how to start a claim. We're going to take the hassle out of your hands and make the entire process very easy. Injury cases are potentially worth a lot of money. We're going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. We're very excited to be part of the TMA family. We're hoping to have a lot of fun with this. If you are a loved one, do get injured, please remember us at Longo Biggs Injury Law. You can visit our website at longobiggs.com, and that is Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Strode. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After, 105.7 HD2.
Bad Boys Club.
Ween's coming to St. Louis.
They are indeed, Doug.
Okay.
We should all go.
When is that?
May, I think.
Okay. I think I'm busy.
I get him in the studio.
Comes out.
How old are they now? How old? They old men at this point?
Oh, yeah. They're probably 50s.
What are the names? Dean and who?
Dean and Gene.
They'll be here in August.
Yeah, it's close to May. What is the other guy's name? Dean and who?
Gene.
Gene and Dean. What do they just sit? Can you imagine them sitting on stage going, Fluffy, my dog on the porch. Who would pay money for that?
I don't know. I just don't.
I got to tell you something. This is a brief aside, and I'm telling you, I think the audience will care less about this than the Magdalene or Brentwood stories.
Thanks.
Just being honest. Well, I mean, it's a shot at myself. The Hubbard email, I still use T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com for everything. And so people will email. Do you guys use your Hubbard email? I mean, I use
do,
it.
yeah.
At work, I don't do it at home.
Because we get, like, right now, people, Iggy's Aquasnappy just sent an email about something. So it's in the same, it goes to the same, can I call it a pot?
I don't like it to say pot.
What about this? Peas porridge pot. Peas porridge cold. Peas porridge in the pot.
9 days old.
Is it 9 or 3 days old?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Both one syllable, so both really work.
But it goes to the same email as my company email, like from people that work here. And
right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I had a sales rep asking me to go on a call today. It was sent yesterday at 2:32. I just went through my emails here, and I'm like, oh crap, and I feel terribly about it. And so I'm like, email me at T. McKernan Inside Steelers, text me. And it's a brief aside. I don't know what to do about it. I don't have a better solution. It's on a different server. And that's why I'm certain that less people cared about that than the whereabouts of Gail Volva. But I am interested in Chris Bird doing the Stone Cold Steve Austin, the guy who assaulted you at McDonald's.
I get a notification when I get an email from my Hubbard account. So I know when I get an email, because I missed a few. So now I have a notification, but then I get a notification when Iggy's Aquasnappy emails in too. I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know. And then I get, I don't know, depending on who I'm talking to, I give out my Negrill email.
Negrill111.
Give it to the entire audience.
There it is.
AOL.com.
Because I was thinking about going to Chicago next week for the Exotica Awards.
Oh, God.
Lisa Ann will be there. But Chicago's a short trip, so Biff, I'm sure, would have flown us there for a couple of credentials, and I was thinking about it. So I sent a email to them for credentials, but I used my Hubbard one because I'm going as a radio guy, so I give the Hubbard one. But it goes into spam, and I get an email from the Hubbard server. This email has gone into spam, and I can't unlock it. And it's them telling me how to get credentials, and I can't unlock it. It won't let me, so.
Hubbard doesn't want you to deal with those people.
Well, I mean, it's a legitimate company, but I get it. They're protecting me, but now I can't respond to it, so I don't know. We're not going anyway. But.
Okay.
So will not be going.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll be
Was it
better
too
off
late
for
for
not
the-
going.
Is it
I
too
have a
late to
feeling-
go to the meeting?
What meeting?
What meeting? My meeting?
You're meeting with the client.
I just emailed Lexi right now, and hopefully we can do it.
Okay.
New restaurante. So, hey, I'm all for it. I apologize for my horrible little anecdote, but I wanted to tend to it, and I had to. It
wasn't a horrible little thing.
It was pretty bad. I'll be honest
No,
with you.
nice antidote, Tim.
No, it was pretty bad. It's the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. If you're in the market for an appliance, look no further than Appliance Discounters and their 80,000 square foot warehouse full of GE appliances and other major brands ready for delivery. Shop online at theappliancediscounters.com, where pricing has been adjusted to beat everybody in the competition. And, of course, Holderness and Bourne. If you are looking to shave strokes and also look good while doing it, go to hbgolf.com. You enter the promo code TMA15, and you get 15% off your Holderness and Bourne order. You will be very happy with what you see at hbgolf.com. It's a tailored fit with hidden collar stays and the polos that stay sharp. You can wear it to work, you can wear it after dinner, you can wear it at the game, on the course, doesn't matter. Fresh and bright color palette for the spring. It's all over. PGA Tour players. Chris Nagel wears Holderness and Bourne, our friend from the Miracle at Meadowbrook, and in 1,500 of the country's best pro shops. Holderness and Bourne, hbgolf.com. Enter promo code TMA15 to get 15% off your next order. Doug, can you tell us about our title sponsor? His name is Ryan Kelly.
His name is Kelly. His name is Ryan Kelly. If you've got any kind of financial issue where you say, boy, it sure would be nice to have some cash to pay off these high-interest credit card rates over 24% right now, or maybe you need to pay off school tuition or just do something to the house to improve it. You've got money right there if you're a homeowner. You've got money in your equity of your house. You could refinance that loan through the Home Loan Expert. I've done it twice. Ryan Kelly and his team can show you how to do it and make it all very easy. Been the highest it's been in over 30 years right now, these interest rates with the average credit cards. With inflation, people are carrying more debt than ever now. Put that equity to work with you with a simple cash-out refinance. The average home loan expert our client receives about $54,000 cash on their refinance. You could do a lot with $54,000. Surely you could pay off some of that credit card debt, hopefully all of it, and you don't have to pay 24%. You roll it into your mortgage, you pay a much lower rate.
There you go.
Rates are going down all the time. Like I said, I've refinanced twice with Ryan Kelly, and very glad that I did. Or if you're thinking of buying a home this year, the process not as complicated as you think with the Home Loan Expert. They make the pre-approval process so very easy. So get pre-approved today, the day you call in, and they will also provide a lower rate with a 10-day closing guarantee. The Home Loan Expert is there to help. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
There it is, Ryan Kelly, title sponsor of this show. Appliance Discounter sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour, and it's time for Mung and Ass presentation of the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. And Doug, now it's off to Harbor Town. What an incredible field they have. It is a designated event right after the Masters. And it makes you wonder, and I know this is something that you were considering when you were building out your roster, if players like John Rahm will have the same motivation that they had just 4 days ago at Augusta National. What about Scotty Scheffler? His ball striking, you said, so pure, but the flat blade let him down. Does that indicate he'll carry that form over to Pete Dye's target greens at Harbor Town, or will he lack motivation? What about a guy like Cam Young, who was kind of there on Sunday, but wasn't able to get it really going? And the ball striking of Patrick Cantlay, but the criticism of his pace of play. Is this his time to bounce back? He's had some good finishes at Harbor Town.
Has he?
All those things came into play for you as you picked your rosters.
None of it came into play.
Iggy, you won the Masters. You have the T-Box Mung and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. While I suckle upon this nanner for all you boy whores on YouTube.
Put it all in there, boy. I'll go with this lineup. I got two lineups. I'll use this one.
Okay, who is it?
Well, I'm trying to go lowest first, Doug. So
Just give us a name.
75. I got four guys in the 7,000s here.
Okay.
Guy's played well this year. Hasn't really got up there. He's sniffed it a couple times.
What's his name?
Taylor Montgomery.
Taylor Montgomery. Okay. Okay. Let me see.
This is such an important pick here.
Yeah,
you have to stop the bleeding.
It's not that important. Really. Old Ben Griffin.
Ben Griffin.
I almost put him on.
Ben Hill Griffin Had a stadium named after him based on his performance at the 2023 RBC Heritage.
Oh, really?
Just makes cuts, Doug.
Well, not too many. He's only at 6,900.
Well, he's been up there quite a few times.
Okay.
Just falters on weekends. Let's
Hole
go
get
to...
tight or something?
Pardon me?
Does his hole get tight?
Yeah, that or he's just not good. Let's go to 7,600.
Okay, let's do. You got a name?
I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win this year.
No.
But he's back, I think.
Is he back?
He's got quite a few top 10s
the
and 20s.
Sunday Orange.
Yes, I'm going with Ricky.
Okay.
Okay, now Ricky.
Ricky Fowler. Okay. I wonder who I'll get. I don't get the benefit of any research whatsoever.
Big pick here.
That's all part of the game.
Patrick Cantlay.
Patrick, also known as Can't delay after his pace of play. Oh,
He's still playing the 18th.
So good. I love when I do
10,300.
Let's stay in the 7,000s, Doug. Let's go with a guy who pretty much owns this course.
Oh, wow.
He owns this tournament. He's playing quite a bit lately. I hope he doesn't get tired.
Oh.
I'm going with Matt Kuchar.
Matt Kuchar. It's 7,700.
Okay. See what I can pick.
That was just a horse for the course pick, Doug.
I can barely. Okay. I got old Taylor Moore.
A lot of Taylors this week for you. Why did you go with so many Taylors?
Well, I only got one. Iggy had one.
Yeah, I had one.
Oh, that's right.
Taylor Montgomery.
Okay, 7,400.
And let's stay in the 7,000s, Doug.
Okay, let's do. It's fun.
He screwed me last week.
Uh-oh. Corey Connors about to take some shrapnel.
Yeah, finished the Masters the last 3 years in the top 10 and missed the cut. I'm going to go with Corey Connors again.
Okay, Corey Connors.
He just hits the ball so straight.
Sure he does. The others don't. The others are constantly in
Well,
the
you
freeze
just go
and
look at the
creeks.
stats.
Doug, pull up their shot.
Greens in regulation.
I'm not
Corey
gonna
Connors
do any
about
of that.
60, everybody else is like 20.
These guys are only hitting 1 out of 5 greens on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and these
I
are
might be able to play in one of these.
Doug, these are
events.
small greens.
I got Zach Johnson.
That'll fit in there perfectly for you.
Well, it's be an inexpensive
6,400
play.
Yeah, I said it'll fit right in there for you. You can go pretty much wherever you want.
Yeah, now you can go with John Rahm if you think he's going to go back to back.
Yeah, why don't you go Rahm and Schauffele?
Well, because I don't have a choice.
Well, there's a reason I put 4 7,000s in my lineup. You know why?
Oh, he's going top heavy.
No, I don't.
Because I got 2 guys that are top heavy.
Okay.
Let's start out with Xander Schauffele. This guy's going to win here eventually. He's just too good.
Okay. All right. I don't know who I might get. I never really know. I never really do know. I got Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Oh.
8,400.
Yeah, had a nice performance at Augusta. Kind of started slow, and then he was able to have a decent finish at the Masters. Some people were wondering, Doug, were you wondering about his
I
neck
wasn't
injury?
wondering about any of it.
Yeah, you should worry about it.
I can't worry about it.
Well, I wouldn't have picked him.
Well, I wouldn't have either if I had a choice.
And the player I think is going to win this week. I'm going with Colin Morikawa.
Colin Morikawa. Well, he has gained 10-plus strokes on the field his last 2 appearances at Harbor Town. His ball striking pure, and Doug, that can set him up to hit those greens in regulation, which apparently players are averaging 20% greens in regulation at Harbor Town. Stunning statistic.
Yeah, that's not many.
Small greens here.
Okay.
Last one, Doug.
Last one, Doug. Okay, what do we get? Okay, well, it's not a good. Oh, Justin Thomas.
Oh, my God.
8,900.
Justin Thomas is 2023. Thoughts?
Inconsistent, I would say.
He's already a multi-gajillionaire, so he's thinking, well, I'll just have fun now.
Just for the hell of it, Tim, this is my second lineup.
Doug, you're going to get another roster
we
for
don't
me.
need another.
Bonus.
People aren't
Jamie
interested.
Burkhardt said, let's have Iggy do as many.
They're not interested
Just
in
doesn't count.
another
I'm going
lineup.
to ask Tim which one he thinks was better. Which one he would
I
have
just
played.
don't think people are interested in a second
And the last
lineup.
one was Montgomery, Fowler, Kuchar,
We gotta
Connors,
give it
Schauffele,
anyway.
and Morikawa. Here's my other lineup.
We don't want the other one.
It's going to be quick. Tim can tell me which one he likes
don't want
better.
it.
Just shut up. Patrick Cantlay, Tommy Fleetwood, Sung Jae Im, Shane Lowry, JT Poston, Webb Simpson.
Fascinating.
Webb Simpson only because he just plays so well here.
Horses.
Yeah.
He has played decently a couple events this year, even though he was. It's, to me, this is a real. Last week was tough too because the weather was such a huge factor. This week's tough because it's like, what do they talk about motivation a lot? I feel like bowl games. This is a bowl game situation. You don't know if people are really going to be locked in. Also, there's just something to be said. Like John Rahm, best player in the world, second best player in the world, third best player in the world, depending where you come on the Scheffler, McIlroy, Rahm conversation. I know everybody right now would say, "Oh, McIlroy, how can you do it?" But that's prisoner of the moment stuff. Take advantage of it, and then zag. Except Rory WD'd. But is he going to really be locked in for this thing? Spieth talked about how he's been playing too much golf lately. He's the defending champion. Plus, he's got to deal with the crap that comes with being the defending champion. Is he really going to be locked in on it? Or are they kind of going to go internally, like what Doug just said about Justin Thomas? Hey, wouldn't be bad to, fire a couple 73s and head on out and go home for the weekend. As crazy as that might sound. But then on the other side of it, it's a designated event, so the prize pool is ridiculous. But then you go, for those guys, what does another $1 million mean?
Yeah.
So I don't. It's a real weird one to try to handicap, because if you put these guys on a different set of timelines with Rahm, Scheffler, Spieth, Cantlay, Morikawa, Hovland, Cam Young, Finau, Schauffele, Homa, Thomas, going all the way down to Burns, Zim, Kim, and Fitzpatrick, you'll go, God, I'll take one of those and I'll lay everything I have on it, that one of them will win. But this week, considering the circumstances, also distance doesn't matter as much. I mean, I can play the tips at Harbour Town. It's just not a long course. It's more about accuracy more than any other course I think that they play on the PGA Tour. It's narrow relative to other courses. Are these guys going to be motivated? Will a John Rahm be motivated? And it would be totally understandable if he might be motivated, but he just can't get that 4 straight days of mental focus to play to his level. So it's a tough one to handicap.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised they have this
being a designated
event right after the Masters. That's kind of, because I can't. I mean, it's just, he wants to win every time he gets out there. But I mean, Rahm just won the Masters. I mean, how motivated he's going to be after partying and celebrating winning the Masters, and then comes to Harbour Town and has to play. So I don't know.
Someone, for the love of God, tell him how to pronounce Cantlay's name. That's from Clearview Way, Doug.
I say Cantlay. It's Cantlay, but I'm going to say Cantlay.
Why?
Just to piss off the texters.
Oh, come on, don't.
Patrick Cantlay.
Stop that.
He's on one of my teams. Cantlay. He's
Okay,
on
knock
your
it
other
off.
team. And Cantlay is on your team. Cantlay.
There's not an extra A in there in the middle.
Well, I spell it that way.
So who's in charge of voting for the new designated events? Is there like a commission, or do the players have a say in it? Like, I'm confused by how all these changes happen and the players are just already annoyed with it. But do they not get to agree to the new schedule changes?
Well, I don't know if they're necessarily annoyed with it, because then they get a few weeks off before the PGA Championship, theoretically. So maybe that was the thought process. I also think some of it has to do with the golf course. They like this course.
And the sponsors.
RBC, yeah, I mean, some of these guys are RBC guys.
And it's close to Augusta.
That's another factor. It's good. I mean,
Convenient for everybody.
I think it is kind of a exhale. It's a good family place, and you can take your family if you wanted to have, locked in focus. You didn't want kids around when you're locked in for Augusta. And I don't know what the events are following it, but Rory was bitching about the mandatory element of it on Full Swing, not for RBC Heritage, but just that there would be mandatory events. And now he's checked out of 2 of them, and he kind of complained about the waste management. He doesn't like the waste management with the 16th hole and kind of the, whatever you would want to call the crowd. He doesn't like that. And so, yeah, he was certainly one of the most active people. He's become the face of the PGA Tour. And, if P. Reed or Brooks Koepka were still on the PGA Tour and they would withdraw from the Century or the Sony, whatever the hell one was, Century he withdrew from, and bitched about waste management, which was also designated, and then withdrew from Harbour Town, people would be all over P. Reed or Brooks Koepka.
And I'm not putting words. It just looks to me like they complained about live golfers leaving because they wanted to play less golf. They wanted bigger purses. But it seemed to be what Rory and the top 30 want as well. They just want to play the Masters, the 5th major, some big tournaments, and that's it. I don't know the difference between raising the prize pool so the top 30 players play in them, or a live golfer going to play 12, 14 events? Because it seems like Rory only wants to play 12, 14, 16 events.
Yeah.
I'm confused what the difference is.
The
Like, he
difference,
wants
I
to
guess-
play more golf or less golf and make more money. The exact same scenario 90% of the live player did, was to play like golf and play for more money. And that's what Rory basically designed with the PGA. Again, please tell me what the difference is. Please tell me why live players are hated and,
I
exited
think
the
you're
PGA Tour.
respectfully, you're putting words in people's mouths. I don't know. I don't know. I think Patrick Reed's dislike live or not. I think the initial, for some people, still don't like it because of the Saudi Arabia thing. But I think for the most part, most people at this point, I think we saw that this past weekend, were cheering live players. Mickelson started in a really weird place and then ended and had, I think, the biggest week of anybody next to the guy who won it. And the second biggest week next to the guy who won it was Brooks Koepka. Certainly ended terribly, but relative to where he was. So I think I think people just care less about that. And I think Jay Monahan has a real situation on his hand because the Saudi thing didn't work. But I also, and by that I mean the defense of PGA Tour blaming Saudi Arabia for take your pick of whatever the narrative that they tried to push was to just disarm live golf. But I also still think live golf is incredibly irrelevant. And had Brooks Koepka won, I wouldn't have gone, oh, let me find where they are on the CW. It wouldn't have changed it. And I didn't go, oh, John Rahm winning is a win for the PGA Tour. Didn't view it that way. But my guess is live golf people would have said it's a win for the live golf tour if a live golf player would have won.
Norman was trying to hype it up. Oh, if we win, we're going to have 18 people behind the green. I'm glad they're playing in the majors because I just want to watch the best players in the world play in the majors. And if you're going to tell me Cam Smith and Brooks Koepka aren't two of the best players in the world, that would suck to have majors without some of these guys in there. So I'm glad they're kind of keeping the same criteria that if you qualify, you can play. I don't care what tour you're on.
Yeah, I think the casual fan doesn't care that much.
No, I
He
mean, I
just wants
like
to see
watching
the
live
best
golf.
players.
If you
Yeah.
don't, I get it, but I enjoy watching it.
Guys, I played Harbortown 2 years ago, and our forecaddy said that on the 17th green, it's tradition to touch stars after a par. He said you don't do it on the 18th because of the boardwalk crowd. Doug, do you know if that is still the case with this tournament? That's from Herb's Hog.
I don't know. I've been on that boardwalk.
You ever touch a star?
No, I haven't. It looks like a beautiful course. I haven't played it, but I've been there.
Tim's played it, hasn't
I have. I played it a number of times. And the 18th hole is the widest fairway on the PGA Tour in last year. And I think I shot 80, too. I missed the fairway. I mean, it's for real. It's 150 yards wide. It's
like
got to be.
Gateway.
And that's not 150 yards, but I don't know how I think it's the largest fairway on the PGA Tour, and I missed it.
Are your parents down there now?
Oh, yeah. They've been
Don't
down
they
there since
usually- yeah.
January.
Is your dad playing in this tournament?
He is not, but he was there yesterday when Jordan Spieth hit and the cannon was there. Yeah, my sister got engaged this past Sunday.
she did?
I saw that on Facebook.
Congrats to
I
her.
wish her
Yeah,
congratulations.
God bless her. So we're super happy about that. My dad's happy. But he sounds like me when I got to come back from Jupiter. Timmy, I got to come back for this crap in St. Louis. I don't want to go back there. Mother's making me come back for this crap. Work all my life, and I got to go back there. This crap.
Well, they just moved there.
Well, yeah. Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah.
Well, I feel the same way. Sometimes there are things that don't allow it to happen, though. Let's see what we got here. I'm just looking this up just because statistically it's phenomenal. 90-yard wide fairway.
It's like Gateway National. It's kind of hard to miss a fairway Gateway National.
And I missed it right. It was
I missed many of them.
90-yard fairway, though?
Sure, I would.
I would miss it.
I don't miss
Yeah,
many fairways at
it's
Gateway.
like- no, you never miss a fairway.
Not many.
But the rest of us do.
No, the rest of my game sucks, but it's kind of hard to miss a fairway at Gateway when you kind of punching Judy out there like I do.
Well, the Fan Page Club Championship is fast approaching, Doug. 18 days away. Which group are you going to follow?
I won't be following any groups, Tim.
You're just
Not
going to
this
watch
year.
it. You're just going to watch it on the Fan Page Club Championship app.
I won't watch
How
it
are we
anywhere.
doing tee times? Are they random draws?
Yield to Sean Barnes.
Okay. I don't know if they're featured groups.
Well, Tim's group's a feature group.
I hope we tee off like early. I don't want to be like a last tee time.
Don't you and I usually play together?
We have played together when you played KG in O-Town. I can recall that. And were you playing KG in O-Town when you had Anna on your bag?
I don't remember. I know we played together last year.
Who did you play last year?
I lost.
Oh, that's right. That putt on number 17. Doug, pull up the Iggy's putt on 17.
You know when you got so nervous?
Just didn't hit it firm, and then it allowed it to just.
It's a good putt. Just kind of, I don't hit firm putts. I like to die my
It
into
couldn't
the
have been a
hole
good
little
putt if it was an easy putt and you missed it.
bit. I read it fine. It just
That wasn't a
lacked
good
steam.
putt. If it didn't go in, it wasn't a good putt.
Oh, my ass.
What? Maybe if you're putting from 40 feet away.
Listen to John Rahm. He 4-putted the first hole last
that's
the
not a good
Masters,
putt.
and he went on and he did an interview afterwards. Says, I hit 3 good putts.
No, he didn't. Not if you
Well, I
putt.
guess
You
John
didn't hit
Rahm's.
3
I guess
good putts.
John Rahm's
Yeah.
lying too.
Yes, he was. It's not a good putt if it took you 4 to get in the hole.
Well, you can hit a good putt and not go in.
Well, let's put our golf where our mouths are.
I'm not putting anything up against Guy.
Jackson and I will play together. Maybe.
I'd love to play with you, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't mind being in that pairing with Jakey Big Mistakey.
And Cisco, both very drama-free. Good
That's a
dudes.
good pairing.
Very good.
It's a good pairing.
Yeah.
Doug, I like a nice pace of play
Do you?
and no drama.
Do you like a good pairing?
And Cisco
I really like a good pairing, and I avoid bad pairings.
I was thinking about if it's cart path only, I'm for sure.
Sometimes I'll forfeit out of tournaments if I sense a bad pairing.
Jackson, if it cart path only, I'm 100% taking a walking cart.
Cisco
Easier.
walks, but he's got that big push bag that's as big as him.
But he's not a slow player. Like he just walks fast, speeds it. I mean, he was fine when I played with him 2 years ago.
They do have those carts now that are electric and move themselves, too.
I don't know if I like.
You got a little remote control that you push it around?
Yeah.
That'd be
do a
fun
push
to have.
cart.
Well, for pace of play with that many groups, you don't want to go quickly. Cart usually makes it go quicker.
Well, yeah, unless it's cart path only and you always hit on the right side of the fairway and the cart path is on the left side.
I don't follow those rules.
Well, the rules aren't meant for you, meant for everyone else.
He's putting words in people's mouths because he's trying to manufacture another dumb hot take. That's all. Carry on. That's
Well,
from Beer Cats.
right before I
Milagro
said-
Tequila Listener of the Month. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Right
don't you?
before I said anything, I said I'm probably putting words in people's mouths. I
What
said
was your
from
take?
the
I don't even know what
said
we're
from the
talking
look of it, the current PGA top 30 is doing the same thing at the LIV players outside of exiting the PGA. They want higher price,
agree
they
with
want
that.
higher purses, and they want to play less events, which they were complaining about. My point was they were complaining about that, making that point of emphasis when golfers were defecting the LIV. I didn't say this was fact.
No,
I said before I said anything, I'm probably putting words in his mouth, but from an outside perspective, it looks like they're doing the exact same thing that they hated the LIV golfer doing, and that getting paid more to play less golf. That's it.
I think they hated the LIV
Now,
golfers
hey, Bearcat,
because
go marry some ketchup, bro.
Oh, no!
45-year-old Hoosier.
Yeah, those are the hottest of takes. Where are my oven mitts?
Well, if you don't listen to the
I'll go
show
get
and
them
just
for you.
create this I mean, I specifically said this is not facts. It just from the outside, this is what it looks like. So when you take that into account, your text sucks.
What did you call him? The fattest
A
of Hoosiers?
45-year-old marrying ketchup Hoosier.
Oh.
And none of that is incorrect.
I think they're upset with LIV because they were all going for the money and nobody was saying they're going for the money.
That is true. I think Kevin Na said it, right?
And they tried to tie in Saudi Arabia. I can't believe you're supporting 9/11. So that's a couple of the things, but I don't think they were upset that they wanted to play less.
Here comes Jackson, and he's bringing in oven mitts.
I need those oven mitts.
He's bringing in oven mitts.
I forgot we even had those.
There's a lot of stuff
You
in
gonna
the
bring
old
those on
studio.
the cruise
I
ship?
know we do need to bring some.
No, I'll leave him here. I can't afford to not have him here. I don't want my fingertips
Wellington
burned.
can wear them.
Yeah.
I bring a few knickknacks in every day and kind of add them to the table.
Why?
Make it feel like home.
I do want that Daniel Descalso bobblehead, though, next to Bill James. So, yeah, we could create a little knick-knack area over here. We got plenty of dead space.
Maybe we could.
We got the Dotem Trophy over there.
And who could win that this year, Doug?
Well, that's ours.
What do you mean that's ours?
Cletus gave it to us. They
Just to
won
stay
both
here
last
all the
year.
time?
They won both Thursday and Friday last year.
They being who?
Cletus's team.
Doug Cletus's team.
So he said, I don't need the second trophy. You guys keep it. So we just kept it. We'll get another one for this
That's
year.
a big trophy.
Yeah, it is. I was going to put it out there with all the Hubbard trophies out there.
Well, it's not a legitimate broadcasting trophy. It's a made-up thing.
Can you imagine that being out there?
All those nice little crystal Nabby trophies when we put this big monstrosity
Yeah,
up
they
there.
don't want that. A big trophy feels good when you win it. Then you get it home and you go, uh-oh, what do I do with this thing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used my company email to beg for free tickets to a smut party at the Best Western in Chicago. Gonna ask the rich guy I hate if he'll let me use the plane he doesn't own. Hubbard IT blocked it. So what are we gonna do about this? Thanks. That comes from Dragon Slayer. I've been one place in Europe, England, France, and Bittenbender's mouth.
Egypt. Oh. He said, I've been one place, England, France, and Egypt, is what he said.
Bittenbender's mouth. Leave Shay out of this.
But Egypt isn't in Europe.
I know. I was just kidding.
Okay.
Doug, I'm not kidding about my lawn. It is green and dense. Thank you, Green Envy. And we both have had our lawns worked on by Green Envy this year.
Couldn't be happier with the way it looks. Adds a lot of value to your house, too. Sometimes now I go by a house where the yard is really torn up, and I go, boy, could you ever use Green Envy? It just doesn't look very nice. But, boy, your yard will look like $1 million if you have these guys. They're a locally owned and operated company, been in business for St. Louis for more than a decade, and they use products that are formulated for the St. Louis area for our soil and weather conditions and turf types. They know what they're doing. They don't use national, generic, cheap, ineffective products. They use products that work in St. Louis conditions. And with all the spring rains, you know what's going to explode when the temperature continues to warm up? Crabgrass. They'll take care of your crabgrass for you. And if they don't get it right the first time, they'll come back out for no charge to touch up or reapply it. That's what Green Envy does. They'll get your yard looking fantastic all spring, summer, and fall. That's who they are. It's what they do.
Yeah, and you can call them. They're open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, Saturday from 9 to 1, to take your calls, answer questions. And I'm telling you, my lawn has never looked this good this early in the season since Green Envy came out. And they came out like right around March 6th or 7th. We were out of town, but I talked with Jake at Green Envy, and they came by 636-757-1600, 636-757-1600. It is Green Envy. Let them know you are a TMA listener. Jackson, tell me about your pant and what's in it.
I'll tell you all about my pant and exactly what goes in it. What goes in it is this ass.
Oh, this ass.
Say that again.
What goes in these pants is this ass. And if you want your ass in a pair of Mugsies, you head to Mugsy.com. The most comfortable men's jeans ever, infused with buttery softness and insane stretch. Mugsies are stylish jeans that feel like sweatpants. Breathable, durable, and stretchy AF. All Mugsies are meticulously designed to never get in your way from the boardroom to the ballpark. That's what I'm talking about. Free your balls, baby. Head on over to Mugsy.com. Do it post-haste. Do it quickly now.
I like that, post-haste.
Head on over to Mugsy. They got jeans. They got chinos, joggers. They got tops,
Clam
shorts.
diggers?
That's
Rafael Nadal.
2024 model, maybe.
Okay.
But these are just the best damn jeans ever. They also got a ton of other great stuff, including chinos, joggers, jackets, flannels, staples every guy needs in their closet. Head to Mugsy.com right now. Peruse the website. Throw a couple items in your cart. Use that promo code TMA. Again, TMA. 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns. Again, Mugsy.com. Promo code TMA for 10% off your entire order. Free your balls once and for all and experience life-changing comfort with Mugsy.
They sound like wonderful slacks.
You better believe it. Trousers.
Breeches.
Clam diggers?
I wish they would have a line of clam diggers.
When you're injured, it's a confusing process. What Longo Biggs is going to do is take the hassle out of your hands. Most people don't know how to even begin an insurance claim. What CD and Doug are going to do, they're going to walk you through everything. They are St. Louis natives, still live here, live south side, and they're potentially a lot of money on the line. And what they're going to do is help you get every single dollar you deserve. They will go to trial. And in injury cases, justice gets paid in dollars. CD or Doug will be the lead attorney on your case. Giant out-of-state law firms do not care about their reputation in the community. At Longo Biggs, they do. They get to know their clients personally, and they understand how injuries affect all aspects of their lives. It is Longo Biggs. Go online at longobiggs.com. Most cases have some sort of obstacle or complication. That does not mean they will settle your case for less. They will keep going. Longo Biggs, LONGOBIGGS.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock on Friday, The foursomes for the Dotem go on sale at tmastl.com. It's presented by Michelob Ultra as we partner with Birdies for Bipolar. The great Michael Wellington will be in studio tomorrow and Friday with Doug vacationing in the Hamptons, and he started up Birdies for Bipolar. He will be in with us on Thursday and Friday. The foursomes are $125 plus taxes and fees per person. We think that's going to wind up being less than $140 per person. Last year, I think it got up to close to $150. So it's actually less this year. It includes all your Michelob Ultra beer, all of your seltzers, all of your donut drive-in for breakfast, all of your Rockstar tacos, and then also all of your Rockstar smash burgers for dinner, your golf, your carts, your access to the putting green, seeing Deke Dotem at the event for the first time since 2019. I believe he's playing on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Lisa Ann will make a glorious return. It's Thursday, May 18th. And if you want to play Friday, too, you can play both, or you can choose one or the other. Just make sure you book it ASAP at 8 o'clock on Friday, May 19th. May 18th, May 19th at Normandy Golf Club. And it is presented by Michelob Ultra, along with the great people at Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Doug, would you like some television ratings news?
Okay, sure.
I like these links that Jackson sent over last night.
Who's being rated?
We've got golf, we've got college basketball, we've got Major League Baseball.
Oh, okay.
What would you like to hear about first?
I assume we're going to be surprised by these ratings?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, you tell me. It's a Sadie Hawkins for ratings.
Well, how about college basketball?
All right. Jackson, are you aware of this?
Oh, yeah.
What would you like to tell Doug about him?
I would say lowest of all time.
Not of all time, but lowest. I read this like a week or two ago. Lowest in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's the lowest or second lowest, I think, ever. The one that was the lowest. Anybody want to take a guess? It wouldn't be really memorable, otherwise it wouldn't be...
The one that people didn't like?
That's it.
Yeah.
Was it recent?
Baylor Gonzaga.
Yeah, that was the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
so a
game before that was
non-pandemic
bad.
one. This was a mess. Not necessarily surprising, and who cares? But fun facts for no one tell. I mean, it would have been. I think if you would have gotten Florida Atlantic against, I don't know if it could have worked out based on the bracket, but a 1 seed. But even though the top overall seed didn't feel like a powerhouse, and it had some controversy with it, and then I'm talking about Alabama, but our Kansas, but it just didn't have. I mean, UConn was a 4?
Yeah. You didn't have any
was a
players
5.
that people knew or big time coaches. Big name coaches, I guess they're big time.
Yeah, the UConn win, even though they've got 5 national championships, they had the lowest rated and least watched national title. Oh, and it was the lowest rated and least watched national title game of all time.
Oh, I apologize.
The 7.8 rating only pulled in 14.69 million viewers. To make matters worse, this year's game was on CBS, which is easier to access than Turner and TBS. The game's poor performance also came a day after the women's national title game between LSU and Iowa, and that was the most watched game in women's college basketball history. How about that?
It's crazy to me in college football, same way. Why do they play this on a Monday? Like a Monday night? Play it on the weekend, man. I don't get it. I think that makes a big difference. If it's 8:20 tip-off here in St. Louis,
it's too late.
That's 9:20 on the East Coast. That's the biggest sect of your ratings.
Well, it's always
pool.
been a Monday. Haven't they had some games that have huge ratings?
Yeah, I just think it's not beneficial to them for both football and basketball to have their national championships on a Monday night. There's no other high major sport that plays their championship on a weekday.
Well, maybe there's nothing else going on that they have to go up against. So on a Monday, what else is there to watch on a Monday night?
Bachelor.
But what's bigger than the college football or college basketball national championship?
Well, you're still going to have some people that won't watch it because there's something else on that weekend.
I watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette to make sure they're all there for the right reasons.
Good for you. And you feel like they are?
Some of them are, some of them are not.
It was Villanova, Michigan, actually, that was the second lowest. And Baylor Gonzaga was tied for third lowest with Kansas, North Carolina in 2022. So a lot of these have been recent.
Is that a Fab 4 team, Michigan?
Do you remember the Fab 4?
Fab 5.
That was a while
Fab
ago.
4. The Beatles, weren't they the Beatles?
Yeah. It's Fab
I'm just
4.
saying, what year was it? Because
that was 2018.
Okay.
Well, it could be that with more people tuning into Netflix and HBO shows and like that. They just are not going to have the audience.
And yet you say that, and the Masties got 16.3 million viewers on Sunday. The Masters TV partners seem to go out of their way to not say the letters L-I-V, but numbers indicate Sunday's final round duel between the Tours, John Rahm and Brooks Koepka, drew massive viewership for CBS. With rain shortening Saturday's third round, CBS aired the remainder and final round of Sunday, a 29-hole marathon as Rahm chased down and beat Koepka and held off Phil Mickelson. The 2 rounds generated 16.3 million viewers for CBS, the most watched golf telecast on any network since the Masters 2018 final round averaged 13 million. That surprises me, but I believe the reason on that would be because that 2019 with Tiger was played early in the morning because of wet weather. They were split tees and threesomes. This one was in the normal time slot. CBS's final round coverage alone averaged 12.1 million viewers. That's up 19% from last year. Viewership peaked at more than 15 million viewers as Rahm slipped on his first green jacket. Sunday's final round was the most streamed ever on Paramount Plus, which recorded double-digit growth in households minutes and average minutes audience over last year's final round. And CBS also benefited from strong out-of-home viewing on Easter Sunday. Now, you don't know how the Easter thing could impact viewing, but it was out of home as people streamed. And then, finally, Doug, Major League Baseball experiencing a surge in television ratings attributed to the fact that the first 11 days of the season games last year were 3 hours and 9 minutes. They are 31 minutes shorter on average.
Wow.
This year.
That is significant in a big way.
TV viewership and batting averages and stolen bases are all up at this point year over year. During an appearance on ABC's This Week, Rob Manfred said he is thrilled with the new rule changes transforming baseball. He should be. Baseball's controversial decision to install a pitch clock, widen the bases, and ban defensive shifts appears to accomplish what the league and fans wanted, namely bigger TV audience and shorter game telecasts with more action on the base pass and athleticism and offense. The Yankees Yes Network's off to its best viewership since 2018. That's up 9% from last season. MLB Network posted its most watch opening day in its 14-year history. They're up 7% versus the comparable time period telecast in 2022. Across MLB, the average game time 31 minutes shorter over the first 11 days of the season. The average time for 9-inning game was 2 hours and 38 minutes versus 3 hours and 9 minutes during the same time period last year, and 3 hours and 4 minutes by the season's end. Batting average avengers were up. Batting averages. Batting average Avengers. What does that mean?
I don't know. We need to stop saying it.
I'm just reading what's in the prompter. Batting average Avengers were up to 249 versus 233 during the first 11 games of the season. And the end of defensive shifts appears to be helping left-handed and right-handed batters equally. The batting average for left-handed batters was 245 compared to 236 during the same period last time, and 247 by season's end. Right-handed hitters are hitting 253 versus 236 during the same time period, and 247 by the season's end. And stolen bases are up. During the first 11 days, teams averaged 1.3 stolen bases per 1.7 attempts for a 79.6% success rate. During last season, teams averaged 1 stolen base per 1.3 attempts for a 74% success rate. So there you go.
It's interesting that the ratings were higher even on opening day before fans really had a chance to sample the product and see
7% higher. Yep.
I think WBC has something to do with that.
Could be, yeah, because that was exciting to watch. Could be.
I love watching. I mean, baseball is just better. Fantasy baseball is better. Stolen
So you
bases
are watching.
I can't watch bay leaves, but I certainly will watch like game of the week and things like that. I think baseball is a lot more fun. It's just there's so much dead time, both on TV and in person. In person was almost as more difficult to watch because you don't get the full view of everything as you do on television. So at least games going 33 minutes quicker is always a win.
Yeah, I love the pitch clock.
Love it.
Really
I
love
do
it.
too, and
The
I thought
best.
it was going to be this hackneyed, desperate effort to save a dying game, and instead it really has made it more enjoyable to watch. And I find myself not only watching the Cardinal games with more enthusiasm as opposed to, God, I got to go watch this so I can have some older guys yell at me from 10 to 11, but I'm enthusiastically watching it. And it's not necessarily about the time so much as the increase in the quality of the product. I don't complain about college football games being long because I enjoy the product. But the problem was the product for baseball was crappy because of how much time was spent in between pitches and guys stepping out, whether it be Gallegos and Bader when he was here. It just drug out the games. And I love stolen bases, too. The Cardinals are running all over the place. I feel like the Cardinals aren't necessarily one of the teams stealing a bunch of bases unless they're missing somebody.
I could see how the bigger bases will help with the health standpoint, fewer people stepping on each other. I never thought that would change the stolen base percentages or anything. Because you're 2 inches closer, I wouldn't think that would make a big deal with stolen bases. But
do you see the guys get so wide-eyed on first base when the pitcher throws over there twice because he can't throw over there more than 2 times in an inning? That's almost a free stolen base. Am I correct on that? Like, you can't throw over to first. Your lead can be, 2 or 3 steps.
I think if they get you, then you're out.
If they get you, you're out. But if they do it again, then I think it's a balk.
No, I think you can only throw over to first twice. And if he's safe twice, then that at bat you can't throw over to first again, which gives that.
I don't know if that's the rule.
Oh, it's 1,000,000%. Acuna,
if you throw over there again, he gets the base. If he goes over there and don't throw him out,
right? You have to throw him out.
Oh, I don't think that's the rule.
Otherwise, they would lead off halfway to the second base.
Yeah, if you get him, he's out.
But
if you don't get him, then he gets the base.
Oh, you get a free base?
You just move on to second base.
If you don't get him, he's going to steal it anyway. What the hell kind of penalty is that? You didn't get him, so he gets the base. Well, he was going to get the base anyway.
Well, I get it, but
you can throw him out. You can pick him off. So they can't just lead off halfway through. Are you guys following? I want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I'm following. It's confusing to me because I saw Ronald Acuna because there was a tweet like a week ago. Could they throw over twice? And he said he got excited because he basically gets to steal it for free. But I didn't understand the context of it. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I'm glad because it is much more enjoyable.
It really is.
It's much
really
better.
is.
And the players who complain, you did it to yourselves.
Are people complaining though? I don't know if people are complaining.
I've heard some players. Max Scherzer put a big stink up in spring training.
Yeah, Aaron Nola doesn't like it either.
Who?
Aaron Nola doesn't like it either.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
No one player or 2 players has the right to bog down the whole entertainment value of the whole sport. When Gallegos got out there, it was like I wasn't interested in watching the Cardinals anymore.
It wasn't baseball. It was like theater.
I know. It's not all about you.
You talking to me?
No, it is about you, Tim. It's not about Gallegos.
Let's make a promo out of that if we could, Jackson. All right, we got to JR coming up. Doug, I know you have a lot of questions about the Blues and Stars game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Rutherford will take your 2-part questions at 314-881-TMA5. It's the Engineered Design Facilities heretofore known EDF Group text inbox. They are now the EDF Group. Engineered Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facility service provider in the market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com. Send in your 2-parters for the EDF Group text inbox. And Jeremy Rutherford, 314-881-TMA5. The Design Air Heating and Cooling email today is coming up at 9:45, and we are giving away 4 Cardinal tickets for the game on April 16th this Sunday for Mystery Nickname Jersey Day. So send in some outstanding emails, and you can get 4 tickets to the Cardinals and Pirates this Sunday. That's a great family gift there. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Send them in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Have you been thinking about buying a home, but you're sitting on the sidelines because you think the process is just going to be too complicated and maybe you'll get stuck in a bidding war? Not when you're working with me. We can start with a phone call and I can get you pre-approved the day you call in. I'll get you a lower rate, and with our 10-day closing guarantee, you'll be in the home of your dreams by the end of the month. So if you've been sitting on the fence, it's time to move. Get pre-approved for your next home loan today at thehomeloanexpert.com. NMLS number 1326241.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229. Or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Strode. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
For more than 7 years, the Totem Tournament has been a rite of spring. The azaleas and dogwoods waking the golfing world from its winter slumber.
So, the Dotem's back May 18th and 19th at Normandy Golf Club. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Get your foursome together. That's still funny. And join Tim, Iggy, Doug, Jackson, and Plowsy for a day out on the course. And you better do it the second they go on sale because it sold out in 3 minutes last year. Tickets go on sale Friday, April 14th at 8 a.m. at TMASTL.com with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Birdies for Bipolar. Your ticket gets you in on all the debauchery, including your Mich Ultra beer, breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Rockstar Tacos, and a kick-ass after-party with smash burgers from Rockstar Tacos. The return of the 7th annual TMA Dotem Golf Tournament, brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Better than ever for you, their customer, and Family Golf and Learning Center. Learn, practice, and play your best golf. Visit FamilyGolfOnline.com. Get all the Dotem info now at TMASTL.com. Thank you. Test, 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 test. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legends Kiss to the End of the Road tour. Yep, another farewell tour. October 25th at Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now. Want to win tickets? Register on your TMA mobile app or at TMASTL.com. Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Hey, St. Louis. Eddie McVeigh here from Maggie O'Brien's. When you head downtown for a concert or Cards or Blues game, and now for the St. Louis City soccer game, please come see us at Maggie O'Brien's before and after your event. Take our shuttle to and from, or stay in-house and watch your favorite team on our multiple high-def TVs. We look forward to seeing you soon at one of our 2 locations in Sunset Hills on South Lindbergh or downtown at the corner of Market and 20th Street. Union Station is next to us.
Listen up, St. Louis. The Kawasaki Good Times Demo Tour is coming to Big St. Charles Motorsports Friday, April 14th and Saturday, April 15th. The Good Times Demo Tour is bringing its semi with over a dozen different demo models for you to test ride. Find out which Kawasaki is right for you. In addition to the factory incentives, every demo rider is eligible for Cali Cash, which can save you up to $500. To ride, you must be 18 years of age, have proof of a valid motorcycle endorsement, and pass a breathalyzer. Be sure to bring your riding gear: helmets, glasses, jacket, pants, gloves, closed-toe shoes. For For full event details, check out the Big St. Charles Motorsports Facebook page. Don't miss out on this free event. Mark your calendars and we'll see you April 14th and 15th. Contact your dealer for details. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet, and eye protection. On incentives and rebates, model and year exclusions apply. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Offer for a limited time only. Kawasaki Motors Corp USA does not offer or extend credit and does not review or make any determination of the credit worthiness or other qualifications for any applicant for credit.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Kelly Morning After, welcome in to our 9 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Doug, final hour for you for a couple of weeks. Are you going to listen to the show while you're on the boat?
No.
I don't understand.
No, I won't.
Is that because the signal just won't be strong in the middle?
It's lack of interest as much as anything. I can't imagine getting up, being in, Monte Carlo or something, and say, geez, I wonder what the Morning After is talking about. I don't think so. I don't believe I'll be doing that.
What if Iggy's talking about Brentwood?
I get enough of that. I can go back and podcast probably later.
Mark Hanna is also in studios. Plowhawks on the one. And
I'll send you links. You can listen in your
Mark
off
will
hours.
pick his favorite segment.
I can play it for everyone on the ship.
Oh, that'd be kind.
Yeah, I wonder if they could play it throughout the ship.
Well, I'd get thrown overboard.
Well, I think they have a brig on ships. That's where you'd end up.
I just don't want to be thrown overboard.
Hold on a second, Mark. I got to read this. Harrison's brother Master can lick my gape.
Oh.
He is a loser and probably is the president of his HOA and gets off on telling people they can't have a certain type of fence. It's from Caller Buzz. The listeners are fighting with each other. I don't know if you know, they've broken off into factions.
Buzz got done with his rectal probing emails and has moved on.
Yeah, if you do look at his text, he does send in the text history is a lot of him getting fingered.
No, we don't need it. We don't.
And he also wants to caddy for me.
Some people like some things.
So I guess that means if I have a bad hole, I can have his hole. Says he caddied at St. Louis Country Club. I wonder if they knew about his anal play when he was there.
Probably not.
We'll have to check with him.
And is it a bad thing to be president of your HOA?
Mark?
Plowsy?
What's HOA?
Homeowners Association.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Isn't that where they turn character into just boring tan and beige?
What?
Right? Aren't they sticklers about like you can't like paint your house?
What
or
does
do
that
anything
mean?
fun in your house, right?
Well, they have different covenants for different neighborhoods, I suppose. You can't have a fence, you cannot. Pools, no
Yeah,
pools.
I'm not living in any neighborhood anywhere telling me what I can and can't do with my house that I pay for.
Harrison's brother Master has issued a response very quickly to Buzz. I mean, I read that 30 seconds ago. Hey, Buzz, all of that is false. You're an idiot. You trout sniffer? It's from Harrison's brother Master. Mark, the listeners are in factions.
I like this.
We have Mr. Licks and Orson Woods Wacko, Harrison's brother Master, and caller Buzz. Who else have we had some wonderful wars?
Hugo Posh.
Hugo Posh, yeah.
Who would sniff a trout?
Apparently caller Buzz.
You catch a fish and you want to smell it? Is that what's going on there?
Next time I go fly fishing, I'm going to sniff that trout.
You fly fish a lot, do you, fella?
Take a big
too. It's good. It's fun.
Mark Hanna's in because he sponsors Jeremy Rutherford every Wednesday, and it's the farewell edition of JR until the Blues acquire that pick to have Connor Bedard, and then we'll have him on immediately. He wants to break the story on TMA and not 101 ESPN or The Athletic. Good morning, JR, brought to you by Mark Hanna.
Morning, guys. I'm just picturing that TMA being piped into that cruise.
It won't be.
I think it will be.
They'll throw me overboard. I'm telling you they will.
Hey, and Plow, hey, move out to Imperial. You can do anything. It doesn't matter what the HOA says.
That's freedom out there, brother.
And that's the best sushi on the planet, by the way, JR. If you're ever in an Imperial, hit on Fuji
Where'd you rather have
sushi.
sushi, Japan or Imperial?
I guess Imperial.
Fuji sushi, JR, I promise.
Hey, there's a lot of water around us in Imperial. We got the Mississippi River not too far
The
away.
old man.
And that's where the sushi comes from?
Merrimack flows.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
straight up the Mississippi, right?
I guess I shouldn't sleep on Herculaneum either then. Probably that's close.
Yeah, it's got good sushi, too.
Yeah.
JR, what do you think about tonight's final affair? What will it be? That building's been packed, even though the team's been out of it for months.
It really has, and we were trying to put a finger on that a couple weeks ago. Obviously, the support for the St. Louis Blues, even before the Stanley Cup's just been tremendous. But a person asked a question to me in a mailbag recently about the ticket renewals. So I checked in with the Blues, and what I was told is that the ticket renewals are at a better pace than they were the year after the Stanley Cup. And so the crowds lately that we've seen, and I don't know that it's 18,096, but it's pretty darn close. And the one thing I'll say is this, maybe you got some season ticket holders that go year after year every game, and if they don't want to come down and watch some of these games towards the end of the year, maybe they're giving their tickets or selling them to some family, friends that want to go. But the crowds have been loud. You saw that ovation for Perron, for Tarasenko. Just some great stuff here lately at Enterprise Center.
Yeah, it's been something else, Doug. I mean, they've really been out of it since basically January.
Who would you say has been the best player on the team this year? Take Bennington out of the equation, I guess, but who's been the best skater this year?
Yeah, I'd have to say it probably boils down to a couple guys like Pavel Buchnevich in terms of all-around game. Now, Kyrou has the 37 goals, and when he's on, but it's hard to give him the overall best player, best skater. I think that Buchnevich, having missed a few games, maybe you give a little bit of an edge to Justin Falk, especially the second half of the year. He's been dynamite. So I think those are the guys in the conversation. And, even Bennington, I've been on his wagon there for a while, but kind of dipped for about a month or so. Craig Berube said play was kind of up and down, but I'd also put him in that conversation in terms of first 3 quarters of the season.
Mm-hmm.
JR, you wrote this morning or yesterday, your most recent article was about the lessons on the team, the 12 lessons on the team. It was a great article. One of the things that I was thinking about was there was a lot of talk about transitioning the game to more focused on speed. I'm wondering if you still think that that's part of what, as an organization, they've been trying to do, and if there's anything moving forward that are any takeaways from this season.
Yeah, Mark, good to talk to you. I think that that's got to be the case. That's where the game's going, and not every team is going to have a McDavid and a Draisaitl, some of these young players. But I think that you have to get the puck up, and you're going to have some speed among those forwards. We've seen what a difference it's made going from guys like Tarasenko, who's got the offense, obviously, and Ryan O'Reilly, and going to a Vrana and a Kapanen. I mean, just look at those bursts of speed. Look at the transition, carrying the puck into the offensive zone. I'm not saying those two guys are long-term solutions, but I think that what they bring kind of accents what you have with Kyrou and Thomas. And so, the overused cliche identity, what's the identity? Well, last year, what's the identity of the Blues when you have O'Reilly and Levo and those guys that going down and grinding, and then you have a couple guys coming in and playing a transition game? What's the identity? So I think that that's where Doug Armstrong sees the game the past couple of years, and that's the kind of lineup that he wants to have, and I think that's part of the reason he brought in those two guys, Kapanen and Vrana.
Well, that leads to the natural follow-up that I know is on the minds of all the listeners is does that, of course, mean that Vitaly Kramnov is going to make a comeback? Doug?
Oh, my word. God, that's deep.
Maybe it's just me.
It might just be you on this one, but I think that if not him, Bognicki, if not him, Eastwood. So there's a few guys.
Eastwood, Doug.
Bring him back. Give him a shot.
He was on that President's Trophy team.
32.
Some of these guys keep themselves in remarkable shape.
JR, I'm hearing that the Blues' top priority this offseason is bringing back Turge. What have you heard? And also, have you ever gone on a vacation with 12 of your male buddies and had 3 beds and no regrets? Doug, that's from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite.
You know what? I think we might have hit one here. Out of all the guys that you guys have mentioned all season long doing these interviews, Pierre Turgeon might be the one guy who could actually still play.
Yes! He's back. 77. Welcome back.
I think that guy, I'm positive, has better abs than I ever thought about having. So I think Pierre Turgeon,
Sir. Very hot.
He used to always say, we just play shift by shift.
He did say that.
Shift by shift. I see I see Kyrie's a minus 37. He's in second place for second worst. Andrew Peak of Columbus is minus 41. And the all-time record is minus 82 by Bill Mickelson of Washington in 74-75. That's got to be horribly embarrassing, though, for players to look up at that plus-minus rating, isn't it?
No, Doug, you're looking at the goal total. He's got 37 goals. That's the wrong column. You need to look
It's the same. 37 goals minus
he's
37.
Minus 37 too.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Doug, that is not good. Yeah, that is not good.
Yeah, second worst in the league. It has to be embarrassing, though, wouldn't you think? Or do they just say, that's a misleading stat?
No, certainly familiar with that plus minus of his 37. It's been neck and neck with the goal total here lately. Every time I see it, it's almost like 98 with Sosa and McGuire. 52, 53, they're going back and forth. That's what's been happening with Kyrie's goal total and the plus minus. I think that's why you see things like what you saw in Nashville with Craig Berube and Jordan Kyrou button heads. Craig Berube is going to continue to push him to be a better defensive player. Now, you look up and down the Blues lineup, and other than a guy like Calle Rosen, those plus-minus numbers haven't been good all year. And that stat is a little bit of a dinosaur stat when you think about today's analytics, but not necessarily with Jordan Kyrou. A lot of people say that when you do see a number like that, it's glaring. You do have to put some stock in that. And yeah, he needs a couple goals so he can get that goal total to be higher than the plus-minus here at the end of the year.
Couple texts coming in here in the Engineer Design Facilities group text inbox. JR, word in the AOL lesbian chat rooms is that the Blues are going to bring in Marty Reisner as a face-off specialist. Also, Casey's gas station in Crystal City has the best gar roll this side of the Mississippi.
It's got to be fresh.
Well, the good part for me is I was in that chat room this morning, so I knew this question was coming. Yeah, so I was prepping by going into that chat room. My wife said, "What do you do?" I said, "I got to get ready for TMA."
We did. Iggy was in those lesbian chat rooms talking to his brother-in-law, too.
Right. And now they're concerned about gar rolls. Oh.
And as far as the gar roll, I already told you that I live in Imperial, so kind of a veteran on the gar roll.
All right, final one here. Morning, JR. Thanks for taking my text. What do Blues players do when passing the time in hotels? One thing I like to do when I'm not pleasuring myself in cooking fish stick slurry casserole is ad-libs. Here's what I did this morning and then passed off as a true story. In grade school, I sent an assassin to kill a buddy of mine who just had hernia surgery. Thoughts? Thanks, Dragon Slayer.
I know it's always going to be good when Tim starts losing his breath about having.
Iggy said he got beat up I don't know if you missed it. Iggy got beat up in high school, and his friend went to the hospital where the guy who beat him up just had hernia surgery, and he punched him 3 times in the nutbag while he lay in his hospital bed.
Oh, God. Oh, man, that reminds me, I lived in an apartment one time out here in Arnold, and I had 2 neighbors, and they were both about 50 years old, and they went to fight each other, and they were fighting for about a minute, and they both looked at each other and stopped, and they said, "Hey, you want to take a break?"
Oh, as you speak, the plow just opened up some peeps.
Oh, God, that looks horrendous.
Oh, that looks
Purple
delightful.
Peeps. Purple peeps, Mark.
Spirit of the season.
Just a mouthful of diabetes right there.
JR, it has been a wonderful, wonderful segment. The season certainly lackluster, but the segment magical. Thank you to you and to the great Mark Hanna for sponsoring it. Doug, Jeremy Rutherford wraps up the 2022-2023 season here. And I think we asked him one real hockey question the entire time.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was one, but yeah, good try. Hey, and Tim, you guys having such a great advertising family at TMA for all these years, and Mark doing some advertising here. I have a question. So I'm at the gym, and instead of, I want to think about reverse advertising, and when I say that is, if you have a health club or a product, a health product, what about if I advertise for the competitor, which would show everybody that it doesn't work? So you can hire me to advertise for your competitor. You see my big belly, you see the chins, you see all this stuff, and you say, "Well, I'm not going to take that stuff. That's what Rutherford's taking." So I think
this guy's a meta guy, isn't he?
Man, there's a lot of
You're
layers to that.
an entrepreneur when it comes to advertising, but I think I might be onto something here.
This guy, you might want to hire him as an analyst.
Hire
this
this
guy's
man.
thinking
I like this.
on like the 5th level,
is
JR.
good. I'm going to follow up.
Yeah, you're going to get a call from Mark on this today. You're going to be Jordan
sounds good.
Belfort.
No, the only reason I thought of it is the gym said, "Hey, we'll pay you $100 not to wear our T-shirt."
Oh, that's not right. That's not nice.
That's not kind at all. JR, we've appreciated it. We've enjoyed it. And thank you so much for putting up with it.
Thanks. It was a blast, guys, and thanks a lot, Mark, for doing this all season. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, the great Jeremy Rutherford, 101 ESPN, TMA, and theathletic.com.
His plus minus as a writer this year, about 25, about plus 25. Yeah. How'd you like? Don't you feel bad for Bill Mickelson, minus 82 one year? At some point, doesn't the coach say, we just can't put you out there?
Take his paycheck.
Yeah. Minus 82.
They were really bad. They were brand new that season.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were stories that none of the fans knew what was going on. They would cheer for empty net goals after the goal.
Because they didn't understand the game.
Understand the game. They had like 28 points or something like that.
Quite a year. Mark, thank you for sponsoring the segment as well. What a wonderful addition.
Been fun.
I think we're going to...
Thank you, Hansy.
I was talking to John Denton, who joins us regularly on 101, and I think he's going to do a weekly Cardinal hit with us. So we're looking at doing that now that JR is done and the Blues home schedule will wrap up this evening. But thank you so much, Mark Hanna, 314-889-0503. He spoke in Berlin. Was that East Berlin or West Berlin when you addressed the crowd and Mikhail Gorbachev?
Well, it was West Berlin, but I was facing east.
I'm sure it was Reagan. I'm just sure it was.
I mean, what do you think? Mark's making it up?
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wonderful.
I'm sure that was him.
Mark Hanna right there.
What was your plus-minus rating as a financial guy this year?
About a break even.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Well, when you're
Hopefully it's
dealing
better
with
than
used
that.
Sibians.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
tough
a
market.
long play.
Well,
That's a long
inflation
play.
probably makes it hard to keep the plus-minus rating up.
Well, I'm not dealing directly with the used Sibians. I'm more advising. I'm
People learn to
consulting in
allocate their
that
dollars?
space. Yeah.
Oh, you're kind of a hire, advice for hire with other companies that are involved with.
Yeah. I don't want to have to do actual work. I just want to tell other people what to do and get paid for it.
You want to be a consultant.
That's the consultant. That's
I'm a
right.
consultant.
Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503 or Evergreen STL. Thank you, Mark. God bless. Evergreen.
All right, thanks,
guys.
Andy.
The great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies here in studio, sponsoring JR throughout the Blues season. Doug, a season that we certainly didn't expect to go the way that it wound up going.
No, they're going to finish 6th, I think, in the division.
Yeah.
Well, if there were 6 teams in the NL Central,
Now stop.
you may have another club.
I don't know. It has been a very disappointing year.
I am ready for that battle of, in June, are we able to have a better record than the Pirates? Well, the Brewers.
The Cardinals
are,
will be better than the Pirates.
well, the Brewers are going to be 15 games up in June.
Oh, you didn't see that comeback last
Well, the
night?
problem is this is not. I guess I don't know if they can make a wild card. I don't know how the NL is set up, but it feels like this is like Slood, where they have to win the division in order to make the playoffs.
No, the slogan this year is wild card or bust.
I know that's the original slogan, but I don't know if they can get a wild card team because all the other really good teams in the NL.
Well,
they may have to win the division.
Are you saying you've given up on the club?
I gave up in February.
11 games in, you gave up in February.
Yeah, when you're telling your best player you're going to spend money and you don't, I'm not for that. Not for that.
Yeah.
Pitching needed help.
The war between Harrison's brother Master and caller Buzz has really picked up now, Doug. I bet caller Buzz is one of those guys that lives in a subdivision where there is no HOA, or it's like $100 a year and allows people to have 0 brick or stone on their home with yellow siding and a chain link fence. Get out of here, you Strode-level Hoosier. You probably dress like him, too. It's Harrison's brother, Master, who's unhappy with caller Buzz. I don't know what set these two off against each other, but it is now, it's getting worse than Woods Wacko, Hugo Posh level. It's not worse than Woods Wacko, Mr. Licks level, but it is intense.
And to see Iggy take shrapnel from
Yeah, why
this.
you get me involved?
Yeah. A Strode-level Hoosier. I don't think that's fair.
These pants I'm wearing cost more than anything in your closet.
Sure they do.
Man, that
and
is a
you're not
statement,
Hoosier, you're
man.
preppy.
That is an absolute statement.
How much are those pants? What'd you pay for those trousers?
Those are $700 pants,
They're
aren't they?
worth more than anything in his closet.
Guaranteed
they
they do.
But if he has like a suit or something, you might have paid $1,000 or more.
I doubt he's got a suit. If he does, it's one of those seersucker things.
Seersucker. Doug, head on out this weekend. Don't go to the Mediterranean. Go to Big St. Charles Motorsports. That's what you can do.
Sure, that'd be fun.
Here's what we got going on. It's starting on Friday, and it's also going on Saturday. It's the Kawasaki Good Times Demo Tour coming to Big St. Charles Motorsports. Friday, April 14th, and Saturday, April 15th. The Good Times Demo Tour is bringing its semi with over a dozen different demo models for you to test ride. Find out which Kawasaki is right for you. In addition to the factory incentives, every demo rider is eligible for Kawi Cash, which could save you up to $500 to ride. You must be 18 years of age, have proof of a valid motorcycle endorsement, and pass a breathalyzer. Be sure to bring your riding gear. That's helmets, glasses, jackets, pants, gloves, closed-toed shoes. And for full event details, check out the Big St. Charles Motorsports Facebook page. Don't miss out on this free event. It is free at Big St. Charles Motorsports. Mark your calendars. We'll see you April 14th and April 15th, this Friday, this Saturday. Contact dealer for details. For your safety, read the owner's manual. Wear a helmet and eye protection. On incentives and rebates, model and year exclusions apply, subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Offer valid for a limited time only. Kawasaki Motor Corp. USA does not offer, extend credit, and does not review or make any determination of the credit worthiness or other qualifications of any applicant for credit. It's Big St. Charles Motorsports this weekend. Maggie O'Brien's, if you're heading downtown, hang out at Maggie O'Brien's right across from City Park. Doug, is it Cincinnati who's in town this weekend?
Cincinnati, I believe it's pronounced.
Was it pronounced Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
That's who the Dogs have this Saturday. And you can hang out with Eddie McVeigh and the fine people at Maggie O'Brien's before the game, after the game. Yes.
The game.
And you got the Cardinals and the Pirates. How do you do? Battlehawks. How do you do?
Oh, I'm fine.
I mean, is this Saturday the biggest pony in the history of pony shows?
Well, I don't know about that, but it's a nice one. It's a nice one, sure.
Cardinals day game, right? Yeah, I'm going, so I should probably find out.
Look at you.
I think it's a day game.
Which day are you going?
Saturday.
Saturday, April 15th. Cardinals and Pirates will be a 1:15 start.
Okay.
Well, you can go to Eddie McVeigh. I mean, you can go down to see Eddie on Maggie O'Brien's on Market. It's a local Irish pub. You know what you're going to get. Great food, great service. You can hang out there.
May
You
stop
can just
by.
hang out there all day. Yeah, you might as well. And then you got the Battlehawks on Sunday, and that's a 2 o'clock game. And the Dowgies are playing. Doug, the Dowgies are playing. Trying to halt the losing streak.
Yeah, they lost 2 straight. Yeah. But 5-2, they're still in great shape. They did not play well against Seattle.
3-0 your final. Come downtown, boys. Lots of sex. Thanks. That's from Chairman Steve.
I just don't know about that. I just don't know about that part. I just don't. But it's just good to see a lot of activity this time of year down there. Not just, and it's not all the Cardinals. It used to be all Cardinals or nothing.
Tim, what's the forecast for tribbing on Saturday's been? Doug, have you seen anything on that?
No, my app doesn't have that.
Let me check the tribbing section.
God.
Weather.
I would love that. I would like that. Let me see what is the forecast. Iggy, you know the forecast off the top of your head for Saturday?
Rain, right?
No, Jackson.
Rain.
There's a small chance of rain.
50%.
That's a small chance.
Oh, and then wow.
And temperatures are dropping again.
Not much. 60 on Sunday, but back into the 70s the following week.
No tribbing.
So there won't be tribbing now?
Can't imagine.
How hot does it have to get?
Yeah, what is the ideal temperature for tribbing?
74.5.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
74.5. I think that might be right.
Minimal wind, ideally.
Yeah, and the Hawks going to be up on Sunday.
Well, maybe a little bit of wind because then the sundress will flutter.
Okay.
Maybe show
all right.
a
That's
little bit of the bottom of the butt.
okay.
And that gets girls hot.
Seriously?
I think so.
I don't know that it does.
And then nothing but 70s after that day in the 60s on Sunday. Yeah. Guess I'll just settle in and watch Cardinals, Battlehawks, and golf.
Do you watch a lot of Battlehawks?
Yeah, I
watch it when
didn't
it's
expect to. I was watching it while I was down in Jupiter.
Really?
Because I couldn't. Well, I put it on while I was hitting balls, the first home game, and I could not believe the crowd and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I have zero interest in the game, honestly, but the atmosphere is incredible.
Yeah. It's become a thing now to see how many fans we can get in there.
35,000 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just let's go and see how many we can get. Show everybody how cool we are as a city.
That's what it is. It's about showing people how cool we are.
I think so.
Well, that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as it gets people in there, I think.
Do you think like people in LA are like, man, we should move to St. Louis because they support the XFL?
No, they're in London. They're doing it.
Unfortunately,
because they haven't played a game there.
Unfortunately, some of these people go and think that'll happen.
Wow, the XFL fans are taking shrapnel.
We'll show Kroenke how we can support a team. Bring him back.
Well, as long as Roger Goodell is commissioner, there'd be no chance of St. Louis ever having football. That's for sure. As long as Jerry Jones is around.
As long as he's an
Kroenke's
owner, yeah.
around.
But it's nice to see 35,000 people. I mean, they're drawing 10 times more than some of these cities.
Yeah.
Rock hasn't been here yet. What are you waiting for? Why don't you come thank this city for all the money they're making your league and come to a game? Don't get up on the Jumbotron. Finally, the XFL is back to St. Louis. No, we don't want that.
You're putting The Rock
come.
on
The Rock is on blast.
Well, you're one of the owners, and this city is drawing 35,000 a game compared to your other cities that are drawing 4.
Mm-hmm.
How about going and showing some appreciation?
You'd think that
come to a game.
Yeah, that'd be reasonable.
Guys, you should have seen the swarms of drunk Hoosiers stumbling around Soulard post-Battlehawks this past Saturday. It was truly a scene. That's from Mr. Fong, owner of the Dildo Shop.
Oh, I walked in and thought I was at the Monster Truck Rally. I didn't act like I walked in.
So are you
like,
talking about different demographics? What demographic is it? I don't even.
They're fun.
Fun demographic.
I think the demographic would be more Jeffco, South County, maybe. But I don't know. I guess depending on what level of seating. But there's a lot of outfits. I've seen like a group of guys in Boy Scout costumes. Obviously,
What's that all about?
I don't know.
The shorts and everything.
Shorts with like the Weeblos.
I like that a lot.
And then you had guys obviously with the bird feathers. So like the outfits are there, but it's Hoosier soup. But I loved every second of it out there.
And then they go to Soulard.
I didn't know.
And if they don't know where they're going, they might go down a wrong alley and have to say, "Look out! Here comes Suckboy Tony."
It's a great group.
Yeah.
My problem is the officiating is so bad, and the officiating uniforms could be the worst things.
What are
I've
they
ever
wearing,
seen.
the officials?
It's like two big black striped instead of like the the little zebra. It's bad.
Has that referee from the Hawks game this week gotten any attention on Instagram? Because he's a good-looking dude.
Oh, I didn't.
For what?
I didn't.
Why would
I saw him and I said, "Oh, this guy's going to get all kinds of play this week somewhere on Instagram, Facebook."
The guy who did their game last week?
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. He didn't know the rules though. At one point there was a kickoff violation.
You gotta know the rules.
No, it was a kickoff violation, and he's got his mic on when he's talking to the other official. He goes, "What do you call that? Was that an offside, legal man down? What are we going to call that?" He said, "It doesn't matter. Just pick one." And he said, "Okay, legal man downfield." He didn't know what to call it.
Oh. Well,
he was hot.
But he was hot. I'm surprised that somebody didn't latch onto that and start posting pictures.
well, maybe you should.
Well, I'm not the person to do that.
Why not? You're the one who noticed it.
Well, I'm not gay.
Well, so you say.
I mean, I can say if a guy's good looking, but I'm not going to post there, "Hey, everybody see how hot this guy is?" I'll have gay people come out of the woodwork asking me out.
Don't they already?
No, that was back in the day.
Alabans?
Nothing wrong with that, but I'd have to say no.
When you had the fake Rolex and you had your Miami Vice outfit on, it was hard for anyone to say no to you.
Well,
it's really hard.
They weren't saying no to me. They were trying to pick me up.
Sure.
It was very easy for me to say no. They had no yes or no in the equation.
It was all about you.
Well, yeah.
You just sat there and you would entertain the
Sat there, enjoyed
suitors.
I think I drank vodka tonics back then.
And the suitors would come, some ladies, some men,
It's like I was holding court.
just one after the next.
No, it wasn't. But there would be some that I'd just have to buy you a drink. Sure.
Guys would come up and say, "Can I buy you a drink?"
Yes.
Doug, why don't you believe this?
I don't know. Never in my life has a guy come up and said, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" Of course, I'm not a handsome gentleman like you.
You don't go out very often.
No.
I'll bet my 401k, my closet is at least 5 times more valuable than Ken Stroh's, Harrison's brother master.
I doubt that, Bader.
Fans attending these minor league touch football games at the Boat Show Arena and Emporium look like a Lime Ferry banged a homeless McDonald Boulevard. That's from the Dragon Slayer.
Oh, you can feel the Hoosier right when you walk in.
Can you?
Plowhawk, would you rank the Hoosierness of these crowds? Because it sounds like you think it's Battlehawks, 1?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Level 400 of Bush is 1A.
It's not that bad, is it?
Those are 2.
Not a lot of Hoosiers at the soccer game, I wouldn't think.
Oh, I don't know. Anybody wearing a ravioli head is a
bourgeois.
He got some.
Well, that's only one guy, right?
No, I think he sells them now. He got the whole thing. He's selling.
He should if he hadn't.
Crazy,
already.
apparently.
I'd buy one.
He's selling them like crazy? Is that right?
Yeah, they did
That's
like a
good.
story about it. STL City did. Or like their, the in-game person interviewed him like before a game and talked
Now,
about the story.
Blues crowds, they've got their Bluesers, don't they?
Oh, anyone who stands up for the power play dance.
I do the power play dance.
When are we ending that thing?
Never.
I have never seen a crowd down 3-0 get so jacked up.
We're
for a
excited
power
for the
play.
man advantage.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the worst. Like that, I just sit there and just look and know exactly who I'm not hanging out with that night.
Well, how often do you hang out with someone at the hockey game
Zero.
anyway?
But Carlos Martinez, respect, did not do the power play dance when I sat next to him.
Well, maybe he didn't understand it.
Oh, we made eye contact. He knew it was a joke.
He recognized it. He was a big fan of yours at spring training.
Yeah, he bought me a beer.
Did he?
Look, I hadn't been to a game in a while, and we went last Thursday. I didn't know half the stuff was going on. I mean, the towel man has his picture up on the side of a building downtown.
Yeah.
The power play dance, I didn't even know what that was.
I didn't see the Cardinal Cowboy at the Blues game, although I did hear him voicing a commercial the other day. He's becoming huge.
And that's why our city is crumbling. I'm
Oh,
not kidding.
because
There's a correlation between idolizing Cardinal Cowboy and having that, as a featured theme of the game.
Becoming huge, according to who?
Him.
Well, I don't know. He's voicing commercial spots.
I mean, what was the commercial for him?
No, it wasn't. It
For
was
what?
not. It was some product. I forget what it was.
I would have to know what the commercial is,
Well, I can't remember right off the top of my head.
because I could probably get it if I made a phone call.
I don't think you could get it. They wanted him.
I know it's not Tommy Sabolka's company, and that's VIP Auto Accessories. It's your one-stop shop for all your graphic and commercial vehicle upfitting needs. They do vehicle wraps, wide format printing, such as banners, storefront signage, walls, floors, etc. Anything with graphics, Tommy and VIP can do. It's your one-stop shop. 3 in-house services to take care of it all. Design, production, and installation. VIP gets your fleet vehicles from dealership to street ready fast and personalized for your company's needs. They know that every day your vehicle isn't street ready. It's lost revenue. Fleet vehicles, signage, graphics, and design. VIP Auto Accessories does it all in-house for your business. They're all local. They've been in business since 1979. They work with Design Air Heating and Cooling. They work with Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. It's VIP Auto Accessories, Tommy Sabolka, and VIP Auto Accessories. 314-428-3900 is how you can call Tommy, or you can email him directly at tommy.cibulka@vipautoaccessories.com. And while you're emailing, think about it.
Okay. That's what I'll be doing for a while now. Just thinking.
The towel man picture is on the side of the building. Chaps Cam's ass.
What?
It's amazing.
Chaps Cam ass.
Is that Cam Jansen's
Maybe
upset
talking about
by
Cam
it?
Jansen. It's from Mrs. Janny Shanahan.
What's a Chaps Cam ass?
Cam Jansen must be upset about it also.
Cam Jansen?
Yeah. Different station, I know, but
a wonderful
former player,
gentleman nonetheless.
Wonderful gentleman.
I love Cam.
Former player.
What has he got to do with this towel man's picture being
I think
outside
this
of a
guy
building?
is saying Cam Jansen doesn't like it either.
Yeah, you guys
He's
have something
agreeing
in
with
common.
you.
I don't listen to their show because we're on at the same time.
Well, I don't either, but I'm just trying to figure out what the text meant, and I'm guessing that's what it means.
Who sent that in?
Mrs. Janny Shanahan.
You speak Mrs. Janny Shanahan?
Was married to Craig Janny and Doug. Then there was an unfortunate situation for the line mates.
Right.
And I think Brendan married her, didn't he?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it happens.
Yeah, well, I don't know who else doesn't like it. I didn't say I didn't like it. I said driving downtown, what's this huge building, and there's the towel man.
Yeah, you would think maybe you'd
It's
get
like the sign guy.
a former great player or something would be more appropriate than the towel guy.
Yeah, I mean, it had to cost money to put that up there.
Sure it did.
Who paid for that?
I don't have that answer for you. They had Dexter Fowler on an enormous sign
Yeah, that
outside
was
Ballpark
kinda-
Village for years after he was even gone.
Yeah,
Well, Cardinals did that. That was part of his
That was
contract.
actually really funny.
Cam probably chapped Cam's ass also.
I'll have to text Cam to see if he's bothered by anything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, and we are giving away 4 Cardinal tickets.
That's sick.
For the surprise jersey giveaway this Friday. The name on the back of the jersey will be a surprise. It's Cardinals and Pirates this Sunday, April 16th. Somebody's going to win 4 tickets right now. Maybe it's this one. I met him one summer. Up came pulling a LeBaron convertible. That day, we rode around and explored Kirkwood. And that night, he explored my anus.
No.
Afterwards, we went parking at Winter Park. got hot and heavy, and that's where my khaki lover got his nickname, the Mouth of the Merrimack. That's from In Love, Maya Nuz.
That's his name?
Yep.
In Love, Maya Nuz? In Love,
I don't know what that means.
Maya
Can't figure that one out.
Lauren, please advise if this is the correct email to inquire about booking a 6-day Mediterranean cruise that embarks from Chicago. Mainly asking as I'm hoping to make my coworker jealous after he didn't pity invite me back to his take your poorest coworker day at the golf course. Most dates should work as I'll be drifting around the Chicagoland area for a while because my masturbation club booked tickets to a high school hair band, and while I can buy the concert ticket, I literally cannot afford to get home. Please advise. Thanks. That's from Rooster.
Oh, he's new. Rooster. He's new.
Good points, though.
Greetings, Facebookonians. I'm what some refer to as a Facebook marketplace broker. When people can't sell their goods, they hire me to come in and close the deal by mixing and matching sellers' multiple listings. Today's special comes from Ken in Maryland Heights, Missouri. What we're going to do here is start the bundle with a round of golf at your choice of one of St. Louis/Farmington's best courses. You can leave your pocketbook at home when booking this tee time. To sweeten the deal a bit, I'm going to throw in a set of So Taguchi, Brendan Ryan, and Bruce Sutter bobbleheads. Additionally, we will toss in a Bud Light cooler filled with a mishmash of seafood ranging from river to pear bonefish to Deer Creek ghost carp. Lastly, we will add a complimentary eye doctor consultation with Dr. Bill Biondo. He has Smoke Show Associates. Never too early to get them eyes checked out. Starting price for this one in a lifetime package will be $334. Venmo money to Grill 111 at AOL.com. Cheers. That's from Fuelsy.
Fuelsy. He's not new.
Nice little comeback W for the Redbirds last night. Regardless of what I said on social media, I knew the local 9 had it all the way. Sure, the collective ERA of the Cardinals starting pitching staff is higher than Plowsy on 420, but a win is a win. Where are all the Miles Michaelis haters now? Speaking of which, I typed the name Miles Michaelis into Google last night, and I was surprised to find that he has a rating on goodorbad.com. It's not shocking that his rating was simply listed as bad. I dug a little deeper on Jackson's upstart side project and typed the words Cardinals front office decision-making into goodorbad.com and found a detailed rating of worse than the acoustics in TMA's new studio. Feeling curious, I stretched the limits of my imagination and typed the names of the entire TMA cast into goodorbad.com. Here are the results. I started with Darren Atkins, but a notification popped up which said, do you mean former Pizza Hut employee turned stoned board op from the third best journalism school in the nation who refuses to play any drops whatsoever? Plowsy received a rating of so bad he's actually good, kind of in a funny, ironic sort of way. Of course, Doug received a good rating. Iggy received a good at interpreting a neighbor's bent head as unspoken permission to steal his stuff. Good at bragging about chipping a golf ball into the largest green in Missouri from 10 feet away. And bad about breathing directly into a microphone literally every single day. I was shocked to see Tim did not have any rating at all, but then I remembered that he has his own website altogether, and it's called handsomeandperfect.net/sculpted calves. Thanks for being awesome, boys. That's from the JV Golf Coach.
I didn't like that right there at the end. JV Golf Coach.
Ours is the type of presentation where our listeners feel that they text in at any time and share tales about their starfish being digitally penetrated. But enough about digital play. Let's get to our top story. No, not the big Cardinals comeback in Colorado. We need to get to how Julia Roberts is not that good of an actress, especially when compared with her brother Eric. What about Aaron Brockovich, you ask? The Oscar-winning Soderbergh joint about a groundwater contamination class action lawsuit against a big energy corporation that did $250 million at the box office? Sounds boring. Never saw it. You ever see The Pope at Greenwich Village? You ever see Star 80? I'm guessing no, based on the fact that they came out 40 years ago and didn't do well at the box office. But let me tell you that The Pope at Greenwich Village, Eric Roberts plays a bungling schemer who works as a waiter, has expensive taste, but not much money, and ends up getting fired. Huh. In Star 80, Eric plays a brash, small-time scam artist and pimp who recruits a high school girl into posing nude for him. They get married. She poses in Playboy. Yada, yada, yada. He murders her. No wonder he likes these movies so much. They're basically unauthorized biopics. If you've ever seen the original cut of the Mr. Brightside music video, you'll know that Eric Roberts gets peed on by Killer's lead singer Brandon Flowers in retaliation for being cucked. Thanks, Buck Swope. Is that right? Is that true?
I don't know.
That was a pretty good email.
Buck Swope with a nice little email.
And finally, morning, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just going to take a brief couple minutes here to talk about an anonymous person I argued with on Facebook. And an anonymous person who sent me a prank porn gift to my place of employment. First and foremost, Tim taught me the worst way to handle these kind of things is by formally acknowledging them and then giving them on-air attention. But first, where do you get off calling me adult on Facebook, buddy? You got some nerve. So now you're blocked. And to the guy sending mystery prank pornography gifts to the station, watch as I reset the energy in the room by arriving late from break to disrupt the segment. Now, I'll just sort of hold up this envelope to redirect all the attention back to me. And then maybe I'll read the label word by word. Next, I'll explain how this gets my dander up and it frustrates me. And for my final trick, I'll open the package live on air so as to give the anonymous person the precise payoff he or she wanted. Thanks. That's from here at the Sharkle House Play Zone. We pipe Fox News directly into the tube mazes and Jazzy scooter slides to promote a more calming and inclusive atmosphere for your olds. Please be sure to send your old with supper time snacks and extra piss pads. Doug, that's from here at the Sharkle House.
Here at the Sharkle House.
And that's what we have. Who is going to get 4 tickets to the Cardinals for the surprise back of the jersey name game on April 16th against the 7-4 Pittsburgh Pirates?
I think it's between Buck Swope and here at the Sharkle House. I'm going to go with, I'll go with here at the Sharkle House.
Oh, I was all ready to vote for Rooster. And then I was going to vote for Swope, but the last one was pretty funny. I'm going to go with the Charcoal House.
Oh, there it is. No vote needed for me. Here at the Sharkle House is shipped.
Okay.
The Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. 4 tickets to the Cardinals and Pirates on April 16th.
Sunday, I believe.
Jim Dandy on Sunday. Doug, you won't be back on the air for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to take 5 minutes to say some things to the audience.
Just leave me alone while I'm on vacation. Go on, leave me be.
Good luck with that.
Oh, no one ever hassles me.
I would love
thankfully.
some pictures if you could post them on the Facebook.
I am legitimately
Kinda
so
curious,
happy
yes.
for your vacation and what you're going to get to do with not only your lovely wife Jody, but also some friends. What a great trip! I mean, it's such a great thing. I hope you have no obstacles. What's Chicago to flying to Croatia? Is that where you're flying? Or Italy?
Yeah, Trieste, Italy.
I thought we decided that you were flying into Chicago and then
taking the boat from there. It's just too long of a trip on the boat. Just getting across the Atlantic would be a couple days.
Can you bring just a little baggie? And
you want me to bring you back stuff?
I just want you to. Are you going to the Coliseum by chance?
Probably driving by it. I don't think we're going in it.
No. I was just grab a little piece of dirt from the Coliseum and throw it in a bag for me.
Really?
I mean.
I think you can just get dirt from anywhere and claim
Yeah.
it.
You can carry
Get that out in the parking lot.
Carry that dirt around for another week or so.
Please pick up pebbles
I mean,
from
you
the
don't know. I
neighbor's
mean,
driveway.
Spartacus could have stepped on that dirt you put in that bag.
Spartacus.
Probably not.
All right. You going by Mount Vesuvius?
I don't think so. No.
Quite a few assignments for you.
Okay.
Just hand him some autographed baseballs.
We have some Vatican tour planned.
That
I'd say
would be
that's
fun.
worth seeing. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, maybe he'll be doing mass that day.
The Pope's in bad shape, isn't he?
Yeah, he's sick, I think. I don't know.
We're
Well,
all
enjoy
happy
your
for you,
trip.
Doug, yeah.
You're going to Greece too, right?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, it should be fun.
Greece, Croatia, Italy. What else?
France, and then it ends in Barcelona.
Oh, so strong. Go see John Rahm.
Might see Rahm there.
Jenks
I don't think we'll see Rahm there. I don't think he hangs out there anymore.
You going to go by the Louvre? Are you going to Paris?
No, Paris is a rough place to be right now. There's all kinds of protests.
Oh, yeah.
They're going nuts in Paris because they want to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64. So everybody's outside protesting. Who's protesting? Senior citizens? Or does anyone who's 21 years old, the normal protesters, do they care about the retirement age that
Probably
much?
not, I would think.
Utility workers to kind of shut down everything, too. That was
Yeah,
kinda,
they're going nuts over that. Wouldn't you think at some point they could just say, listen, folks, we're running out of money. You're going to have to work another 2 years, and with that, the whole country catches fire?
So what are you going in the south of France then, probably, right?
Yeah, we won't be close to
You
Paris.
going to tape your top off? Are you going to see all that top?
I probably will be topless much of the trip.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not taking any clothes.
You going to have a baguette?
I hadn't thought about that.
You're going to have chicken and water
Probably.
the entire trip.
Chicken
I
and
know.
water? Yeah.
Glass of wine?
No wine for me, no.
Well, God bless.
Have fun.
Enjoy the hell out of it, and
bring
it
us
should be
something back.
super fun, man. I mean, what a great thing.
And now I have to bring back dirt from the Coliseum.
Just bring back dirt for everybody. That's all we're looking for.
Just bring me back something.
Just like the guy at the end of Gladiator. Now We Will Be Free. Is that the name of the song? Now We Will Be Free at the end of Gladiator?
Madison watched that movie for the first time a couple weeks ago.
And had to love it, right?
Yeah, she couldn't believe it existed and she didn't see it. It's one of the better movies.
Ridley Scott?
Oh,
What a wheat touching in that movie.
A lot of wheat touching. Nice observation.
yeah,
All they keep doing the cutbacks, him touching wheat.
That's a bit of a spoiler.
Well,
What movie?
Jackson wants to fight people who spoiled Succession, by the way, if you're looking to fight.
What movie is that?
Gladiator.
Oh, love that movie.
There you go. Well, Doug's going to go down and get the dirt just like it
I can't make any promises about that.
That was a Saving Private Ryan thing, too. I think it was Tom Sizemore, may he rest in peace, character.
That might be one of those things, too, where if you walk into a museum or the Coliseum and you try to steal stuff, you just get shot on sight.
Can you imagine how big of a tourist you look with a glad
I was trying to get some dirt for my buddy from our HD2 show over in Missouri.
I don't think they allow you down on the floor of the Coliseum anymore.
So you're going to have to break the law if you can do this.
I don't know. Don't count on me bringing you back dirt.
All right. I'll just bring back a brick or something.
Yeah,
A
you just
brick.
bring a brick from the Coliseum.
Yeah,
instead.
that's probably even worse. And then see the whole thing crumble. Well, I just want this brick right here at the bottom, and the whole thing
Ken Strode,
falls.
don't you?
Well, if you go
It's
to
got Pepper and Genie. It's nominated for best show. And
So you have to carry that back in your bag.
if you go to the gift shop, maybe get me something Spartacus related.
You're serious right now, aren't you?
Confusion on Doug's face.
Yeah, I'm a huge Spartacus
It's the
fan.
same as when Iggy asked if they were taken off the boat from Chicago, and I got to witness that. We got to go. Jackson and I are going to get our asses ripped for this comeback win last night.
Sure.
Doug, enjoy the vacation.
I'll
It should
try.
be
Thank
glorious
you.
for the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN.